We are live, my sir.
What is up, everybody?
I gotta
I
go.
know,
I gotta go share it out and tag peoples and all that fun shit.
I know. It's always something.
It's so fun. But I might have found the person that I am needing to help me with this that will happily run this because I did not realize how hard I'll say this now because we're not nobody's watching yet, but
Right.
I offered somebody to run my social media account so I could take it a little bit easier and do a more of an administrative role.
Mm-hmm.
People refused that shit
Yeah,
until somebody asked me one question. It's like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, you have full control over everything. You are an extension of me. I just need fucking help.
exactly.
And they just kind of like, oh shit. And then they started looking like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, I don't just go on Facebook and social media just to say, oh, look at me.
Right. Yeah.
No, I don't do
You got a whole movement going on, bro. And I get it, man. Like,
that.
earlier this year, I was the main editor for this podcast I run with my friends, and it got stupid stressful because I was doing video editing for my day job and then working on the podcast at night. And finally, I had a moment. I was like, I got to step away from this. And my buddy Tristan, he's one of the other hosts. He stepped up and I taught him more about editing and stuff, and it helped out a lot. But it was like it adds up, man. It really does.
Oh well, like I said, like on the actual main, because I'm on one of the other lead offs. My my interview part of this,
All right.
it has only songs. I'm only going to add songs that I get sent from people to
Okay.
play
I
because
love
on the
that.
actual rotation is over 100 fucking songs. I cannot add anymore. I have to take them down, and I know and keep track of all of them myself. They are all not from the same person.
Hmm. Oh, I get it, bro. It adds up. Um, it really does. I worked on a project with this DJ rapper out of Vermont, and it was a really cool project. He had bought a bunch of Wu-Tang Clan verses and beats, but then in addition to the CD copies, he sent me a flash drive with 400 beats on it, and I'm still peeling through it. Because like I would make a list, like, okay, this is good, this is fire, this is good, this is fire, and then the list started being damn near close to 50, and I was like, all right, we maybe need to take a moment. This is like,
Well, and that's not a bad thing to take a moment either. Like
mm-hmm.
I really did not realize what was in my hands until I had to like my shout out to my bubbly. I work with him. Kyle. He deals with me a lot more than y'all do. He gets to hear my weird ass and will just get brought up. I am that dude that will just stand at lips randomly go and
Mm-hmm.
do random ass shit just to make you
Right,
smile. He
exactly.
has to deal with
Yeah.
that. So
Those coworkers are a blessing.
oh yeah, no, I love this dude. Like he's the one that helped me get my mic. Like he first time he's like, dude, do you just give love to the independent scene? I'm like, yeah. He's like, huh? You have a mic? I was like, no. He's like, I got you. So I
Oh
was
yeah.
expecting him to get me, help me out because he's also an artist. He also he used to be an artist and produce.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming out of retirement because he likes what I'm doing. But
I like
that's
that.
if that's up in the air.
Yeah.
Um, but he's a dude. You need to because he understands my frustration, which I'll speak on that when we talk on the topic on as
Yeah.
far as ambition. Because literally, I had to. The more I progressed in my life, the more people came around me, wanted to know me. The more people in my personal life, I had to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, and it was not a
Yeah.
oh well, maybe they'll get no, no. I literally had to
Mhm.
boot the fuck out because no matter which way I turned, they were trying to make shit to where it was on them because how
Exactly.
dare I make it out or make my way out and not them?
Yeah, man, I get it
Like straight
completely.
up got told that shit to me. I'm like, you're supposed to be my friend. Like you
Hmm.
see me when I was a fucking drug addict, had to watch me beg just to get
Hmm.
$5, and now I'm clean, I'm healthy, I'm helping people, and you're mad because I'm making it.
Yeah, no, I
Mm.
I relate to that completely. Maybe not in the same sense, but like ever since I started this journey of rapping and making hip hop music, like I've always tried to have my friends and my people's back, and people will approach me and want to work with me, that want to form groups. Like everyone knows me as a solo artist, but y'all gotta understand, I've actually been in a lot of groups and duos, and it is tough when you realize like they're not understanding like how seriously you're taking this. Like I remember I was in a group back in 2012 called LAF with my friends, and like I was making beats for us. I was teaching everybody how to freestyle, how to cipher. And one day I booked a little show for us. It was nothing crazy. It was like a 2-song slot at a talent show. And my main dude in the group, he freaked out. He was like, "I'm not doing this. It's stressful." So it was me and one other guy. And I was like, I get it. You know, performing live is not the easiest thing. Me and SP, like shout out SP the Great, we talk about it all the time. It can be really draining and exhausting, but at the same time, it can also be really rewarding and gratifying. The thing is, you got to get through that wall and break through it. But that's also for everything. And unfortunately, no matter what your journey is, whether it's music, a different type of art, athletics, growing a business, a lot of times everybody wants to see the end result, but nobody wants to be there when you're in the grind. That's the
Hell
truth.
fucking no, they don't, because nobody
No.
wants to deal with you when you're moody. Nobody wants to deal with you when you're pissed the fuck off the shit didn't work out. But yet,
hmm
as soon as you get a victory, y'all both won. Y'all all won. But when you take a L, it's
Agreed.
just
It's true. When you take an L, you're a lone wolf.
what's up, Bubby? That's my Bubba Sluice. Tonight we just doing an interview, y'all. Sorry, I fucked up and took a nap. So I didn't get to prepare properly. I'm
Hey,
fucking exhausted, y'all.
it happens to the best of us. Shout out to everybody tuning in. It's great to see
Yeah,
y'all.
share out the live too, y'all, please.
Absolutely. Um, Matter of fact, let me make sure I repost it myself.
I say I did.
Um, nah, it's definitely been an interesting time, and I've gotten a lot of great stories from this music stuff, but like it definitely gets you definitely end up like having a lot of interesting things happen. I
Yeah, you do, and especially the more you go up, and the more you progress. Which I love the New York cat, by the way. I'm a
Thank you,
Yankees
man.
fan through and through.
I feel it.
Um, you really find out who really fucks with you when you're almost there.
hmm
And I'm not talking about as far as, because even when you get to that point of being successful and doing what you want to do for the rest of your life, you're still gonna have to work.
hmm
So don't get that twisted, y'all. You're never don't ever be settled with what you have, because it can always be taken away.
Not at all. And
Um, Go ahead, sir.
oh, thank you, sir. I didn't want to interrupt. There's a point I want to touch on where you said we were talking about like every time you make a step forward, like something attaches to you. And I mean that's a lot of people say it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but truth be told, sometimes it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, um, you know, I feel like every time I do a really cool show, whether it's opening up for somebody or just had a great turnout, the next show I play, it's like it's a dead crowd. But you know what? You gotta put the same energy into that show because it's like this. A lot of times you're going to connect with that one person more than with the 50 people or the 100 people at the bigger shows. And
Mm-hmm.
if you guys don't want to take that advice, I got that from Master P talking about when he toured with Tupac. Because some people don't know Master P actually started his whole career when he
I'm about
lived
to
on
say,
the West Coast.
well, a lot of people don't realize too that Tech Nine was involved with, was been around. There's been a lot of dudes that have been around a lot longer than what we give credit for.
100%. 100%. But the one thing Master P did that I liked is he talked about this show when he was opening up for Pac, and only one guy in the crowd seemed to fuck with him. So he took one of his shirts, and after he performed, he went out, gave it to him as a token of his appreciation. And it's like, look, I get it, y'all. Like I get it. Like making merch is expensive. Putting up your music is expensive. Sometimes it's pay to play shows. Sometimes if it's not pay to play, you got to drive all the way there. There's always a cost, but it's like it sounds really corny, but it costs nothing to show love. So it's like if you see that one person rocking out with you, give them propers because it's like you can't buy that. Like, yeah, there's all this talk about bots and streams and all that, but like your favorite moments, at least for me as an artist, are when like people genuinely mess with the music. And that is going to be worth all of the crap that you got to smile through.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm glad that I actually had somebody jump on and talk about this with, because if you expect everything to be sunshine and rainbows and all that, y'all, you sadly fucking mistake.
Man, preach. Like it definitely it gets weird out there.
And it's unfortunate. Like you're like, oh, that ain't gonna happen to me. Okay. I hope it doesn't. I really hope if you try to do something in life, I hope the people that you call your friends don't fucking turn your back on you. I hope they help you out. I hope they don't ask for discounts on your shit. I hope that. Because unfortunately, what's going to happen if you're trying to, as soon as you say, oh, I'm an independent business, I'm running myself, light bulb goes off. Oh, that means he needs me. I mean, yes, I do, but not in the aspects of what you think I need you.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said independent business too outside the music scene because I worked for a lot of small businesses in my time and it is wild. Like I remember I worked at this one restaurant. Shout out my man Darren Cordiak. He used to run this great restaurant down where I live. Guidehouse Grill, rest in peace. It just shut down last year. It really became a staple of the community. But like it wasn't even just like regulars. Like it'd be other people. Like I remember one time I was working the floor and this random dude came in and was talking to him and he left with a bunch of like buns and like barbecue sauce. And I was like, Darren, who was that guy? And he's like, oh, he works down the street at a different place and they always run out of supplies, so he hits us up. And I'm like, so you're telling me he doesn't even have the stuff to run his business? Come on, bro. But I guarantee if he asked him like, hey, we're short on like Bud Lights, can you spare us a couple 6-packs or a case? They'd be like, no, you ain't taking my stuff. It's like, and that's the thing. Y'all, like, at the end of the day, all we've got is each other. Don't stab each other in the back. I know there's a lot of crap out there, but like just know that like what I always tell people, God don't like ugly. Just even if like that person doesn't get back to you or they take advantage of you, just know you did the right thing and keep it moving. Fuck those people. That's it, man.
And that's what you gotta do, y'all. Because even if nobody fucks with you the way that you fuck with them, keep it moving. Because the right ones are gonna notice that. You want to know how I know this? Because that's what I did. It was like, dude, all these people wanted to bury you. You just kept going, and it didn't phase you, and it ended up coming out. Everything was bullshit. It didn't bother you at all. Oh, it bothered me, but I knew it was all bullshit from the get go. So what's the point of me wasting my time to address that bullshit when I could be spending time to do my shit? So you know what happens when it happens? That's double times promotion. Because you're taking the time out to bullshit about me while I'm working. So therefore, I have to work as long as I'm working harder. That's taken away from your life. Exactly. So therefore, you're giving me your spot. Where my spot, I already earned my spot. I took my spot. If they don't want me to have my spot, my plate's still sitting there like I talked about last time I live. I have my plate and I'm at the table banging the fuck out of it. So at one point, I know they're going to either tell me to shut the fuck up or they're going to like, here, we hear you. Exactly. Stay, shut the fuck up. We got you. Exactly. Or they're just going to tell me to go the fuck away, and then I'm going to come right back and start banging my fucking plate some more. Because this time I'm going to come 2 plates. I'm going to make sure you definitely hear me next time.
Exactly. Because it's like they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. Like, trust me. it gets, you know, I'm 32 years old. I know people look at me weird.
I'm a year older than you.
Real shit. And I'm sure like you've gotten the same looks I've gotten where it's like, dog, you're this old and you're still doing this? And I'm like, yeah, because I actually enjoy it. And no one can take that from me.
Nobody can.
But
Like I got people at my job, they think I'm like they all think I thought I was 24 because of how I act and how I'm like, it's like you're only 22. What the hell? I'm like, add like 10 more years to that shit.
exactly. Yeah, it's funny, man. And I mean, but the thing is like the funniest thing happens. Like it seems to the people I talk to who I'm like, well, that person doesn't fuck with rap at all, will be the ones who love it the most. And all I had to do was when they were like, what do you do in your spare time? I say I'm a rapper. And it's like, really? And of course, you know, there are moments. I mean, bro, I played some of the most random gigs ever. But like sometimes those gigs, I've done what like years ago when I was rapping under my old name David Black, I got invited to perform with this acoustic artist. And she wanted me to do acoustic versions of my songs. Now, I can't rap or play guitar at the same time worth hell. And it was a rough show, but I made it work. And I sold more CDs that night than I had in a show up to that point. And I got some great photos out of it. And I remember me and this dude were chopping it up before, and he started like having me riff over "Lose Yourself." And it's like just don't stop talking about it. Even if you feel like people try to make you feel like garbage. Like no, be proud that you did something because you are not born just to pay bills and die, people.
Nope. Nope.
There's a lot of
No,
time
they're not.
between you. No, there's a lot of time between when you pop out the womb and you go into the tombstone. Take advantage of it. Like, I mean, like that song "Ego" that SP and I did. Like, a funny story about that song. We recorded that after a session he did for me at 3 in the morning. Like, we were tired as hell, and he's shooting me all these ideas. Like, yo, we should trade back bars, and I'm like, I can barely see in front of me right now, and I gotta be up at 9 in the morning. But we're gonna make this fucking happen. And we knocked it out. And I know he's still pissed at me. It's not up on DSPs, but like we're gonna make
No,
it.
because he had to get on me because I was playing that every week or every night, and he was like, "Hey, that song's not dropped yet." I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe you should get on DBL to tell him to drop it." He's like, "Well, shit, I could, but he's." So I had to take it off of rotation because that song it fits in what we're talking about right now fully.
Well, on God, I'm gonna hit him up tonight, and you know what? Maybe we'll have a drop next week. Cause you want to know the thing? I think it's meant to be. Cause I was even thinking the other day.
Well, like I was talking with like I was talking earlier about I might have finally found a person that's supposed to help me with this. Then the way I want to. Everything in my life is playing out just the way I had it. I don't know if anybody believes in premonitions and all that shit. I've seen everything that is in front of me right now, the good, the bad, all of this shit. Seen it all.
Yeah.
I was told if I stay the path that I'm going on, this is what's going. And then I was showed what's going to happen if I chose to go the other way.
Right.
And I stayed my path, and everything is played out in front of me like completely. This shit is scary as fuck. Like it was all right when it was just okay, that's deja vu, coincidences. But when it comes down to conversations, like every detail of a conversation,
oh my gosh,
that's when it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, ew. They're like, oh, this is what it feels like to do the right thing and keep doing it. Oh shit, all right, bet. Let me keep getting it.
Those deja vu moments are crazy. But honestly, I think one thing we have as issues as people in the modern world, no one is taught to really listen to their intuition anymore.
Nope.
Because there's been a lot of times in my life I'm like, I know that's going to happen. I feel it in my bones. And it was like, no, you're just freaking out. It's past trauma. You're just freaked out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then it fucking happens.
Made me learn, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then the bullshit happens, bro. And you're just like, well, I mean, I saw that.
It is what it is.
Like, that's how it goes.
Well,
and like it's crazy.
I was I have the same, I would love to be proven wrong because I'm always proven right about every fucking body that comes into my life, and it fucking annoys me. Lately, I've been getting proven wrong by people. I'm like, oh shit, you're just like them. No, those are usually the first people that hit me up like, hey, yo, Jay, you good? Yeah. Then I'm like surprised, like, what? I'm like, I'm not used to this. Like, do people check on me? I'm like, nah, I'm usually the one that people check on, and unless they need something, they don't come to. They come to me when they need something. But when I need something, that list is very, very fucking small.
Yeah, I get it completely. I mean, man, do I understand that? It's like I hate the feeling when you realize you've been taking care of everybody but yourself, and it's a tough feeling. But like, that's why when you get that little bit of like, whether it's a check-in, a kind word, or someone doing a favor for you, I think that's part of why people actually like that, because they know how much you appreciate it.
I really do. Like, I've only had one person out of everybody, and this is not a shot at nobody at all. Like, I love everybody. I've only had one person pull me and ask me, and actually straight up tell me, like, hey, yo, just so you know, you're important too. Out of everybody I put up and I promote and put on the pedestal, I've had one person tell me to.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at nobody for it. Like, I did not really, and then like when I got shit, I got this fucking, and then I got this at work for recognition of working my ass off.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not used to that shit. Like, I'm not used to people taking the time out to say, hey, yo, I appreciate you, because it makes me look at them like, well, what do you want? And they don't want nothing from me. They just are being me, because it is possible to be kind for no fucking reason, but just to be kind, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people about the golden rule, which, it's phrased differently, but essentially it's like, treat people how you would treat you. Let me just say the real quote. It's like, do unto others as they would do unto you. And it's like, the whole thing is like, I don't know, like, everyone says it's different these days, but the way I see it, it's the same. People have always, unfortunately, we get stuck in the rat race and we got those blinders on and we just keep going straight forward, not paying attention. But it costs nothing to show somebody some appreciation. Like, and they'll remember it. Like, one of the funniest stories I ever had is like, I was living in New York City for a little bit, as if y'all couldn't fucking tell by my accent. And there was this random day, and it was like I was working through a temp agency, and I was going to some random job, and I'd been put out of work for a week because of some BS, and I was feeling like garbage. And I stop at this like food stand to get a bottle of water, and this random woman just walks up. She's like, "I want you to know your beard edges look really nice today." And I remember that like 7, 8 years later. It just made my whole day. I had a spring in my step, got through my shift okay, and I was just like, damn, like, and I almost didn't shave that
crazy,
day. I almost was just crazy. Like, I'm just rolling up looking rough. I don't care, but that meant
like for a while I was doing that challenge there where I'm like, hey, yo, just a random stranger, go up to them and just be nice to them. That's it. Nice. Because you have no idea what somebody like me. I love doing that shit to people, because if you see, I know y'all see me on here and you're like, oh, I am 300 pounds, 85% muscle. I am not a little dude. So, as nice, and the energy and all that y'all see is the same way, if not worse, in person. I dance, I sing, I am that goofy as fuck dude. Yeah. I love to make people smile, and they look at me fucking confused, like, whoa. Because I usually have, the resting dickhead face, to where I look like I want to fuck you up. It's just, I'm not. That's my stupid people repellent, because I'm so used to people fucking me up, and like physically I am untouchable. But my emotional and my fucking spiritual and everything that you can't see is so fucking duct taped and band-aid, and like part of it's over here, part of it's over here, part of it's named George. Doesn't know why his name's George, and then part of it's like fucking just he's there in the corner with his blanket in the fetal position, but that motherfucker is strong as fuck. But he's just down there broken.
Oh God, I relate to that completely. It's like
he's there.
It's amazing. Like I remember I went on a date with this friend of mine, and she and I had known each other for years, but only through Facebook. And she showed up to the restaurant. This was months ago, and like she's like, I almost didn't recognize you at first. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, because I'm like 6'2", 250. You got a couple pounds on me, dog. I can't lie. But like, she's like, well, it's just like you're always so nice on the internet, and then like you just look so like intimidating. And I'm like, I really don't get it. But like recently, bro, I started doing these going to this hip hop school called Pendulum Inc. And like everyone always said I had a resting dickhead face. And I was like, I really don't get it. And I would see myself in the Zoom and I gotta start talking more because I look too stupid aggressive. Like I'm like, no wonder people walk away from me on the street. Like I'm like, bruh, like, and it's funny because I remember like my friends in like college and stuff would walk up to me. And I have this friend, Brittany, and she always be like, what's wrong? And I'd be in the best mood I'd been in all day. I was like, nah, I just aced my test, got some food. It's sunny outside. What do you mean, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, it's the fucking face, ain't it? I get that completely. Like, ugh.
So, Mike B.
Hey, Mike.
It wasn't showing me the comments on my phone. Okay. But nah, I just, for those of you that don't know, we just get to rambling. This has been the long overdue. This is the one and only DBL. You can find them on all platforms. It was just, this needed to happen. I appreciate vibing with you, my guy. Like, you know, it is
vibing with you. I remember like when you hit me up.
Oh, dude, I remember when we first linked up. That shit was crazy.
That was cool, man. I remember like it was really funny because like I remember I made those reels of a music video I did for my song Last in the Drewby shirt. And I got a great story about that shirt in a second. But like
Drewby's hell of a dude.
He's a great guy, man. He's the one who got me actually on the show with Mike B and Altoona back in July. God, this year's going by too fast. But like,
oh, you with Matt and all of them.
Yeah, dude, it was fun as hell. Our job was there. Like, of course, SP was there, and I was really proud of him. He rocked that shit. But like, yeah, I remember I was like, who just reposted me on Facebook? And you were like showing some real love. And I was like, man, it made my day, bro. Because like that song, I mean, there's a bar in it where I said, like, Pop says I'm almost 30. It kind of hurts, but I don't blame him. Like, we had been working on that song since like 2000 or like 21 or something. And like having it come out and the positive reception that it's had, I really appreciate everybody who's shown me love. But it meant a lot that you reposted and like, because you were all over the place. You were on like not just Facebook, the IG, the TikTok. I was like, oh,
yeah. I didn't realize. I officially hit that point where people come to me and put me in the fucking group chats and shit for just my algorithm.
Nice.
Because I don't understand how I did this shit, but I'm just me. Like I will find whatever link you have. I will find the song that nobody fucking likes that you do, but nobody else likes it. And I will get that bitch on my playlist every fucking time. Or that reel that you're trying to get attention on or whatever you have. I don't know how, but it happens.
It's appreciated.
And it will go, and then when I go to TikTok, it does the same shit, and then I'll just start. It's a vicious cycle that people thought I was a computer or had them bot farms. No, just me and a cell phone.
And the love you show, bro. Like I love the fact you have so many different artists on. Like it means a lot to us, man. Like a lot of us are out here and don't even get like noticed, and like it means a lot. So when you were like, I got an opening,
a lot of y'all paying motherfuckers $200 just to get a name, and that's it. When y'all, I know a couple of people that had managers that no longer have managers that to get linked up with me because I exposed the fuck out of their managers. What the fuck you paying somebody for that can't even be bothered to go and find your shit and re-put it on their screen? When all it's simple as like, follow, and share, and then you got to tag them, which you got to copy out. You got to type out the name. That's about the hardest part you got to do.
You're preaching to the choir, bro. It's crazy, but Dog, it does not go unnoticed. Like, we appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all.
Absolutely.
That's what, like we've been talking for a little bit. We were just talking about last.
Yeah.
That's actually the first track I have lined up for us. So no further ado, this is last by it's just you, right?
Yeah, me DBL. It was beats by my dude Backwood Blaze out of Frederick, Maryland, and my dude Will Lopez out of the Maxian Studios mixed it for me. So y'all enjoy.
And this is on all platforms.
The last of the living, only one who acts right. Last of my writtens, should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's been around. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's still around. Legacy's a funny thing, makes the past, present, future tense up your heartstrings. Now organized items need rearranging. The mind's eye itches, you start blinking. Almost 10 years in this unforgiving game, with not too much to show, just my own lane. Hand carved with love, hand built bottom up, but not so rare anymore. My thoughts go to calling bluffs. Overly dedicated from overly medicated. Masking pain that pushed my pen to places that border sacred. Now I'm sober in smoke-filled living rooms and basements. Pop says I'm almost 30, kinda hurts but I don't blame him. True. Family and friends settling down, children growing up. So every day I wake up and pour from an empty cup. Miracle worker, but it's nothing divine. Just wanna create, making things from lost time. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Last of my writtens, should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's been around. Last of the driven, sometimes it feels like I'm the last of the living, only one who acts right. Should I put the pen down? Last one committed, the last one who's still around. I hope one day to turn into something positive. Cause my biggest critic that's acidic, my negatives. And every time I decide to let my pen scroll, I swear to God it's the last time I write a damn song. That's what I tell myself, cause I don't trust myself. I try to hush myself, call it fake news to trump myself. On the hunt for myself, I search for no one else. Just hope the beat talks back on late nights writing tracks. Told myself I'd retire, but I feel complete. With a pen in my hand, I'm everything but the kitchen sink. Wanted to master the plan, not just draft a blueprint. So I write with blue ink and think of what my words meant. Then versus now, broke dreams versus cash cows. The journey took me to places I wouldn't reach anyhow. Drunk tanks, new cities, and everything in between. Damn near seen it all, chasing these rap dreams. Damn near seen it all, chasing these rap dreams. Damn near seen it all, chasing these rap dreams.
So let me ask you something, my dude. I know you said you've played that song a couple times on the show. Has
Yes,
anything
sir.
popped out that you've ever wanted to ask me about it?
Yeah, but you already spoke on it
Oh, word.
about how you said you're almost 30, about your dad, and because I can relate to that. It's kind of weird because I've went from being in somebody's shadow my whole life to where I have my own name now. So
Ain't it the weirdest thing, man? I relate.
weird.
It is weird. No, I relate to that completely. My dad, he and I had a lot of struggles in our relationship, but where that whole line came from is I remember, like, after I moved back from New York, I was working multiple jobs at the same time, just doing whatever. And finally, I hit a point where, like, I've been doing that for a long time. I used to have what I called, like, my hell week, where I'd, like, fluctuate between both jobs back to back, Thursday through Sunday. And then I'd finally have Sunday afternoon off. And I maybe would have Monday off, but I'd just be so wiped out. I would just, like, stay at my girl's house. Yeah. And so I'd finally gotten this job, and it was like, man, I got benefits now, overtime, all this good stuff. And I remember I was talking to my dad about it because I was living with him at the time, and he was like, man, they really don't want you to go union, do you? And he just always was talking smack about it. And finally I was like to him, look, I understand maybe it's not where you wanted me to be, but why are you so mad that I'm trying to do good? And he just looks at me, he's like, now I was 27 at the time, and he was like, you do know you're almost 30, right? Like, you can't keep doing this stuff forever. And I was like, yeah, I get that. but like, man, all I've ever tried to do in my life is the right thing. So like, for someone who's been like, I've had a strained relationship with to tell me that, that line just stuck out to me when I started writing to the beat because I was just like, damn, like it's like maybe I need to like put this pen down and just stop pushing this hip hop thing. But like, bro, I love music. Like even before I started rapping, I loved music. I played multiple instruments. I was in bands. Like part of why I became a rapper is I would write songs for all these bands and they'd always hate on it, saying like, well, we could use like a riff. Oh, that sounds too like punk or too heavy or too light. I was like, I'm really tired of this. And I was like, let me try doing my own thing. Here we are.
And that's what, as far as my ambition, that's what helps you stand out more. People always ask, well, what do I gotta do? What I gotta do?
Mhm.
Yourself.
Mhm.
Just be the best you that you can be, because that's what people are going to remember. That's what people are going to hold on to.
That's the truth. Well,
And
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was so, like, I said, like, how, and if anybody feels offended by this, I'm sorry, y'all, but when I talk on my lives, I'm talking about my straight up life.
Mhm.
I did not realize what I was doing was so rare, as far as, not just stating that fucking feeling, until people started getting to me. Like, I didn't understand what you really meant until I heard what you said. Now I look at my situation a lot different and I'm doing something about it. I was just talking about my life, y'all. So I'm sorry for all y'all that are out there that are dealing with whatever that is, and that's your reality of it. Like,
Yeah.
I did not realize how fucked up my past was until people would tell me that shit. Because they're sitting there talking about how hard that is, and I'm looking at it like, yeah, that did suck, but oh well. When it's something really fucking traumatic. So
Dude.
that's why I'm not, I'm grateful for, all the bullshit I had to go through, but I'm appreciative at the same time, because it's got me to where I'm literally, when I'm like, oh fuck, it is what it is. Oh well, helmet on, strap up, let's fucking get it, because I'm still gonna go through this bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
just sitting there getting rolled over, like, most people that I can see that, because I've learned, I'm sure you're like this too. If you take all your pain and all your anger and everything, all of the doubts, you just put them into a box. And every time you get in that, your feelings that you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That light switch goes off to where you remember that. You remember that time when that person said that, hey, yo, you ain't going to be shit. You ain't this, you ain't that. Because I know I hold on to certain people. Like, I have good, there's good feelings in that box too, but them negative ones stick out very fucking well. Because, and I hear that, so I'm like, you know what? That motherfucker said I wasn't going to be shit. That person just told me, you know what? You're really awesome. So that magnified all the good feelings with that one. I'm like, damn. So you know that motherfucker, when you said I wasn't going to be shit, that person that doesn't really know me, that just happened to hear that needed to hear a positive message, thank me. So go fuck yourself.
Straight up. No, and I get it, man. Like, I feel like our brains naturally hold on to the negative more than the positive.
What's up, man?
There is like a silver lining to everything, but I'll be damned if it ain't hard to find it. It's like,
yeah.
And
you just gotta look for it. You're like, if you're constantly looking for shit, you're gonna find shit. If you're constantly looking for gold, you're not always gonna find it. But at least look for what you need. And you're like, what do you mean by that? What keeps you going how you are? And then you're gonna find out real quick that because you're staying true to yourself, others are gonna rock with that too. And everything that you're hoping that you get, it's gonna start coming. And you're not understanding how. You're like, oh, how's this happening? I don't deserve this. I don't. Just take it.
Wow, down now, exactly.
Yeah. Well, because it's nobody wants to help out the person that's loud as fuck, because that brings attention to what you're doing. That just shows that you're doing it for what you say you're not.
Exactly.
But the person that is sitting there humbly, just taking all the ass whoopings and still going, that person's gonna get, people are going to watch out for them, because that they're doing it for what they say they are. And again, you're going to ask me, how do I know this? Case in point.
Exactly. When you learn from your own life, It really compounds it. I mean, and like I get that because there's been things I've dealt with that I didn't realize were like weird until someone put it in perspective, and I'm like,
Oh man, that fucking sucks when that happens, doesn't it?
oh, it sucks, bro. Like, because you just all of a sudden, like, I remember one time I talked to somebody and like they were saying I went through something, and I was like, no, I didn't. And they were like, all right, well, like, if you were in that position, how would you feel if somebody made you feel the way you felt? And I was like, well, I wouldn't be able to stand myself. And it's just like, the problem is you can't hit the rewind button or erase it. And
Oh,
the biggest thing, like it's tough. But whatever y'all are going through out there, just remember, like, a lot of times when you're forgiving something, like, it is not always about forgetting. It's about releasing that because that shit'll drag you down. Um,
it will.
and we were talking about ambition earlier. Like, even more positive things like that can't hurt you. Like, I remember one thing, one of my mentors, shout out to my dude Big K. He used to be a rapper out of Martinsburg where I live now. He lives in Cumberland now, I think. And one day we were in a session, and I had just released my first EP the year before. It went double wood, double brick, double cement block. I ain't talking platinum or diamond. I thought it was gonna be the biggest thing in the world. And I was like struggling to get on shows or get people to listen to it. Even people I wrote about on the EP. And I don't mean any like diss tracks. I mean, like, I had a track called I don't even remember the name. It's been so long. But the point is, like, there was a whole verse where I was shouting on all my friends, where they were like getting out of jail, getting off probation, building their families. And I had this one friend I would go out with all the time. And he would not shut up about how the album had potential, but I could tell he had never heard that track. So I just felt like really lost and kind of stupid. And I remember I was in a session with him one day. He's like, hey, don't forget to have fun. And it was such a simple moment, but I was like, damn, he's right. Like, half the reason I got into music was the fun of it. Whether it was going to shows or jumping in ciphers at parties, or like when like you'd write a verse and show it to your friend and be like, that's all right. And you'd be like, it's all right. No, fuck this. I'm gonna write the best shit you ever heard. Like, it's like, yeah, like, you gotta have fun with this shit, even if it's stressful as fuck, y'all. Like, cause you hear my like missing tooth. I said like fuck with the PH, man. I swear. Yeah, I got hit in a mosh pit, y'all. So if y'all are wondering about the gap, it's very recent. But the point is like, even if this shit gets stressful, like, have fun with it. Cause we're only on this planet for one time. And like, the fact that you can have the ability to make art or music or pursue a business, like, that's a beautiful thing. And like, enjoy the ride. Just enjoy the
And
ride.
that's like one of the ones I said. I forget if it was on one of my reels or my actual live. If people say that that idea sucks or that's a stupid ass idea, don't listen to them. It's just because only reason why they're talking is because they ain't got the ball, they ain't got the courage or the drive in themselves to believe in themselves enough to put the neck on the line. I respect anybody that goes out there and goes on that fucking stage because I grew up in music. I'm a choir nerd from hell. I just look like a jock. But can't you put that mic in my hand to sing? Like my dude that helped me get this mic, he's wanting me to he's coming out of retirement and he's like, I need an R&B, somebody to do R&B hook. He heard me sing on accident because I was feeling myself. I wasn't paying attention, forgot I was just fucking going. And he's like, huh. So you don't sing, huh? I'm like, oh fuck. So he's like, like I would. It's like, let's get you on a hook and get you on some shit, and because that's what I ultimately was going to do. I was going to work my way into the music scene, but on my own. I wasn't going to, but that was us. That was like in 6 years, not a year later after starting this shit. I didn't plan on anything happening the way it happened. Like I was just, being myself, and people just started coming around and liking what I was talking about, and I was just talking about myself and being real, y'all. Like there is nothing special about me, but just I
Well,
give no fucks to say whatever the fuck I need to say.
well, I don't know about that. I feel like, you know, don't take this
I ain't
wrong way,
special
but
at all.
you're a pretty damn special person, dog. And like the thing is if you build it, they
So,
will come. You know, it'll happen. And like,
yeah. Like it went. I got told to by my best friend with our paranormal team that we had,
mhm,
and my other best friend that is pregnant with my child. That two people I put up on a pedestal, and they were the first ones to. Well, one told me to take my little podcast and enjoy it. That's all it's ever going to be. Now my podcast is international less than a year later. And
that's what I'm talking
and
about.
then the other person, that's supposed to be my best friend, that's gonna be my wife here down the road. And
I love that.
I have my son on the way. That's supposed to be my best was friend. Trying to was use me to make her situation look a lot better, like I ain't shit.
That's crazy.
Ultimate level of fucking disrespect. Right when people are wondering why I'm not at shows, it's because I was helping her out and making sure she was good.
Right.
And the whole time I was doing that, I wasn't the only one. So what the fuck am I going out my way for when I could have been selfish, took my shit, invested in myself like I knew I needed to, because like you said, that intuition, I ignored that shit because these are my people. There's no way in hell my people can do shit like that. Yes, they can. Yeah. My people derailed me for a year, y'all. So
damn right.
For those of you that think that oh yeah, if it wasn't for the people, like, and I'm not saying like I'm grateful for my son on the way, I'm grateful for a little bit of, but if you, like I told all of them to finally get them to understand why I'm so fucking angry, I made it the fuck out.
Exactly.
I found what I want to do. I might, and the only reason why I am not fully on these stages every fucking weekend. I am not in the front and actually in living rooms with artists doing a full on legit setup for interviews. It's because I looked out for everybody but me. And luckily I have come across and built a network of people that have done the same thing to make me not feel as fucking crazy, because what's cool is, like I said, I'm at the table banging my plate. So are they.
I get it. Like,
I am grateful as hell for every single one of y'all right now, because I finally get it.
Finding your tribe is a process. When you find them, and it's like, it's important. Trust me, I have so many weird stories similar to that. So on the drive home with my coworker, I was telling them about this show. One time, years ago, like 9 years ago, I threw this mixtape show, my mixtape release, at a club bar called Tony's in Shepherdstown. If any of my Shepherdstown folks remember it, it was the place to be on Thursdays and Fridays. And some stuff happened, and the next day, the manager of one of the artists texted me, and like, I had felt slighted and called it out on stage. To put in perspective, I DJ'd the show for 3 hours before I went on, because my DJ couldn't make it. He was in a band and they were playing another performance. I had the last minute gotten all the audio equipment from a friend of mine. It was crazy. And so like, I had felt slighted by somebody, and I called it out on stage. And the next day his manager hit me up. He was like, "Yo, man, I want you to know, like, there was no disrespect meant, all that." And the first thing I tell him was, I'm like, "Y'all realize you left without getting your cut of the pay, right?" And he's like, "Oh shit, we were gonna get paid?" And I'm like, "Dog, I know how it is around here. Even if no one shows up, I'm making sure someone leaves with something." And I remember it was not like I wasn't bringing home like it wasn't a band I brought home from it. It was like a little bit, but I split it up among all the artists and made sure everyone got their stuff. And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, it would be really easy to have just kept my mouth shut. But again, God don't like ugly. And, it's just like, people are not going to do you right, but like, you got to do your best to do the right thing. Word to Spike Lee, it's like, it's tough sometimes, to turn the other cheek, but you know what? Like, it's gonna be more in the long run. And I'm still in touch with all those people these days. Actually, his manager produced one of my favorite songs with my dude Master Rhymes called Bar Heavy. That's all on all my platforms too. It's a real fun track. And like, you know, it's just like it's good to stay in touch with those people, even if things go sour, because you never know what someone's going through. That being said, if someone's fucking you over, cut that shit off. Like,
Well, that's why a lot of people probably didn't realize this whole time I've been homeless and my whole life consists in a duffel bag.
mm,
And I got to tell people, like, people were shocked that I work a full-time job. Yes, I do. Like, I literally lost everything trying to help everybody around me but myself, and still managed to make it out. I have no idea how the fuck y'all fuck with me so hard, because it makes no sense to me, but they do. Like, literally, like, I have had to explain to somebody that was supposed to be, you know, my best friend of 9 years, knew me better than anybody, why I was so angry, because she didn't understand.
yeah.
So that made me right there. I'm like, so you don't understand me at all. So everything I've been going through and everything I've been talking, you didn't hear me.
I'm
Gotcha.
I'm very happy you kept fighting for yours and you're finding some peace and solace. Cause like I've
And
been
it took
close.
social media, my work, and my extended family for me to realize that shit. That's fucking sad.
It is sad, but you know, when the cold water slaps you in the face, it always comes at the right time. Doesn't mean it's gonna be comfortable, but like I hope, you know, things keep going upward trajectory because you deserve it, man. Like you're a genuine dude and like life throws
I
its
hope it for
punches.
y'all too. Like, we coming up on almost a year. Like, same with Lacey right here. Little bit, people don't really understand. Like, one of the first artists that really fuck with me outside of, you know, that stayed the same way is fucking
Mhm.
Colt Montgomery. Not many
Word.
people really know that,
I love that.
but that's my Bubba through and through. And that man has spoke some fuck. Like, it took him telling me straight up, and he probably will get on me for this, but he had to make me stop and appreciate myself. He's like, dude, appreciate you. Like, what? He's like, no, what you did is rare as fuck. Because I had to literally say, like, yeah, because I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, because there's people that have been doing this for 20 plus years that would pay for the connections I have, and I have, and I've only been at this less than a year. And that's not being on no cocky shit.
Hey,
It's just,
no, I get it completely because like
yes, they are. Thank you,
it's like you get a lot further just by being real,
you
straight
do.
up, and people are surprised. I remember like
It's gonna suck, but you're going to get a lot farther because all the bullshit can't stick to you. People
exactly.
are going to try. They're going to sit there and hate on you and all this. Like, oh, there's no way in hell you're this. Is like, I love my thing is like, especially, you know, if I happen to be interested in a female, I straight tell them straight up before you
Uh,
go to my social media shit. Just know this: those are all my people. This is my life. Yes, it is really that fucking much. Think on it before you do any fucking thing. Because one, I don't need an OnlyFans model. Two, I don't have time to sit there and constantly have fucking shine light up your ass. Cool, you have yours, I have mine. What
mhm,
I only need, and if my pocket, I don't need you to even keep me happy. I
mhm.
need somebody that can actually help me turn the fucking switch off, because being all 24/7 all damn time is exhausting, y'all. And this goes for anybody that is out there working and grinding. You need that person that makes you have to turn off, makes you feel safe, that makes you crumble into them, because we need to, y'all.
Yeah,
Because
man.
unfortunately, in this, we all feel like we're alone, especially when you're, you know, you're very ambitious and
Mhm.
you're a starving artist, like you're, or just at the beginning of trying to make something that is your career.
I
There's
man,
not going to be a lot of fun times during that time, yo.
I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better myself. Being
There
able
is not going to be, there's going to be a lot of fucking, oh, well, you love that more than me. No, I love you, but I love you so much. I
Mhm.
want this to make our life. That way I have more time for you. People don't
Exactly.
get it. They think that you're selfish, and no, like me, I know that's where I am. Like that's why that's what my ambition pushed everybody that didn't belong to me in my life out.
Yeah, bro, I get it. And being ambitious can be a really tough road to walk down because, like, I don't know if you just heard my cats are fighting. Just
Yeah, I've
fucking,
been.
I swear to God. But
Sup, Zach?
it gets tough out there when you're ambitious. Like, I mean, I'm gonna give you a couple anecdotes. One of the weirdest times is I did one of my first shows ever back in 2014 where I had a full set, and it was in my hometown, Shepherdstown. So I invited my mom and my grandparents out. I knew they weren't going to get what I was doing, but I wanted to see them. And my mom walked out of my set, and to this day, she keeps hoping I will go back and like just start doing open mics and covers at coffee houses. Um, I still play guitar. I love to sing. I have songs coming out that I sing and play guitar on. But there's still that hip hop thing because, ironically enough, she's the one who got me into writing and poetry and telling stories and even just loving all types of music. And so, I mean, recently I did a show in Lancaster. I got to open up for Echo. Shout out to Echo at launch. It was a very last minute thing. I was going to this music conference anyway, and somebody dropped down. They needed somebody to fill in the slot. I was like, bet, put me on. I remember calling my mom on the drive up, just letting her know. And she's like, you know what? Break a leg. And that meant a lot because 10 years ago, I don't know if she would have said the same thing, but she sees that I give a fuck. And dude, like a lot of my friends, when I started rapping, were like, what are you fucking doing, Dave? Like, this is random as hell. And I'm like, I know it is, but I've never felt more at home in my life. And I'm going to keep doing it. And now, a lot of my friends know me as the rap guy. There's people I came up with who I straight up like I've been shouted out on the street by my artist name, and I'm like, who is that? And then I remember who they are, and I'm like, that's crazy. And at the same time, like I have friends who've gone in different directions. One of my best friends, like I even played his first dance at his wedding, for him and his wife. Um, he and I used to do shows all over the place together. He was my only friend who'd come with me to do shows in Baltimore and all this stuff. And he's settled down now and he has a wife and kids, a house, a great job. I have other friends who like took a long break from him. My one dude, the Reason, shout out the Reason, out of Florida now. He was one of my mentors and he took a long break and he came back stronger. It's like everybody's journey is different, but like staying true to what you want to accomplish is always the mission, and that's ambition. I mean, that same dude who settled down, I showed him a video of me opening up for the show in Lancaster, and I have this song called Life is Crazy or
Gotcha.
Life's Crazy. And like the chorus is my life is crazy, so fuck you if you can't keep up. So, as rappers, there's a lot of middle fingers getting thrown up, but I got the whole crowd flashing it back to me, waving it in ammunition. He's like, dude, I remember when you played shows where 2 people showed up after 2 hours. Look at you now. And that meant more to anything. Because somebody who actually knows me has seen the growth. And that's important.
Yeah, that's like I got my mentor that I used to work with, the Aaron's. He follows me on YouTube now, which I have a YouTube channel now, which is weird as fuck. He was like, dude, I'm so proud of you because I didn't really understand. Like, I don't look at this like a big deal like everybody else does, apparently. Like, I've noticed that lately. Like tonight, yo, like this is my second night in a row streaming, and we're just doing a regular interview. And tomorrow I have the tr8 avvy. Like, I had in my calendar now, like I have dates and shit set up to where this is no longer just me going on Facebook or how this started, where I'm just rambling. Like tonight, I'm just playing. I'm not playing any regular music. I'm playing just your shit, and we're talking and vibing, getting people to see the person outside of who DBL is. That's what we've been rambling on, y'all, because that's what I love. That's why my goal is for everybody to show you are more than just what people hear on the radio. Because personally, I know some of y'all that do toy drives because I'm involved with them. I know where y'all's merch money goes. People need to know that.
They do.
And you can sit, and it's not just for, like, oh, well, no, it's not just for attention on you, but people need to know how cool some of y'all are and how multi-dimensional y'all are. Why not?
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
So, that's why I'm not trying to stop us just ranting, rambling on, because y'all getting to understand who my homie is. Because this dude is a solid, y'all heard he's from New York, which I love the fact that he's from New York. He's gonna stop me from. Hold up, you're not from New York.
Let me clarify. So here's the funny thing. I was born in Florida, and I lived there the first 8 years of my life. And I've lived most of my life in West by God, not by choice, Virginia. I lived in New York for 2 years after I left school in 2016 and moved back. But my grandparents always lived up in New York, and my dad's side of the family is Italian. So if this voice didn't come out of my mouth,
okay, I'm about to say, like, because if you're not, you sound like this just yeah.
No, and honestly, I've learned to embrace it. I mean, like, the only people who knew I wasn't from New York are real New Yorkers. But like, when I would be working with people who come into the city from like Jersey or Connecticut, they'd be like, "You're not from here?" I'm like, "Nah, dude." Like, and it got worse because I had a lot of friends in the city, so we'd get into like all kinds of shit. So I picked up the lingo a little bit. I'm not always like stepping outside in the cold being like, "Yo, it's mad brick outside," but like I say a thing or two, and like but like nah, dude. I grew up in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. I lived in the Eastern Panhandle my whole life. I love it out here, and like even if I don't sound like I'm from here, I love this state. Like it is home to me. Wherever I go, I don't feel at home till I see the Blue Ridge Mountains. And at the same time, like I get the whole New York thing. And so like, yeah, I wear like NY on my caps and stuff, but half the time it's because I just like the design. People are actually surprised. I'm actually more of an O's fan. No disrespect to the Yankees, but like I lived outside Baltimore, man. Like I actually have a couple orange caps and stuff. It's just like, but I kind of like it because like then people are really surprised. That's just a little bit about it.
All right, I respect it. I respect it.
I appreciate it, and do not feel any type of way. Like everybody thinks that. Like,
oh, dude, like, well, I'm just, well, it's because like people think of, dude, yeah, people think I'm a stereotype all the fucking time. Like I do. People sometimes think I'm either Hispanic and they get really shocked when they find out I'm Irish and black. I'm like, no, I am not Hispanic, like, dude. But I'm like, I know because on my skin, I get it, but no.
Yeah.
You can see my mom, and my mom's a redhead with freckles. That's my mom.
I get it. I get it completely. One of my boys out of LA, he goes by the name Young and Vent. He's a rapper too. He's part Irish, and like I'm part Irish too. So like he and I always talk about that because he's gone further than me. He actually got in touch with the Irish side of his family in Ireland.
Thank you.
Like it's yeah, thank you so much. So it's like I think it's really cool because like I don't know, man. People always like to make assumptions, and it's funny because like I'll talk to somebody like straight up. That's all you can do, like, dude.
It was so bad when I used to wrestle. They made me. I came up with the Hispanic character just to piss people off even more and fuck them up. And and it was so good. Like
that's amazing.
And how I did it is, I would either get hit in the head or a DDT, and I would switch characters. So oh, dude, like it was straight up like
that's fucking awesome.
Great. Like, I am so creative. I give myself credit. Like I will give myself credit on that.
You should.
Everything I do is off improv. I don't plan. Only thing I plan out is the topic, and that's how it was when I used to do my shows. When I used to wrestle, we would practice and we would train, but literally, it came down to promos. Nah, all improv.
I get it completely, and having that in your bag is so important.
I can't think about it, I'll fuck it up. If I overthink it, I will fuck it all the way up. And I'll sit there and clam up. I'm like, but if you can improv, then I can just sit there and focus on making people laugh, pissed off, or just being me. Oh yeah, no, I can go for at least a good solid 45 minutes straight.
I feel that completely because a secret about me. When I used to have to do my own show bookings and getting them together, I would run out of time to practice because I'd be so busy getting everything together. It was a blessing and a curse. But the weird thing about me is I can freestyle pretty decently. So there were times I would do like these crazy long sets and I'd be using the beats of my songs. Maybe if I'm lucky, remember the chorus and just freestyle the whole verse. Now that's cool, but like it sucked because then my friends and my fans would buy my CDs or stream my music and being like, "What was that one line you said?" I'm like, "Do you think I remember it, bro?" Like I didn't write that shit down. So like, I mean, these days I'm a lot more practiced, but I still like to have like freestyle moments and stuff. And like, honestly, you gotta improvise. Like when I did the show with Matt Gardner and Odd Job and Mike B and all them and Truby, of course. Something screwed up with my flash drive, and like it was I had to do this thing that I do occasionally where I get everybody to clap a beat just on the 2 and the 4, and I spit a 16 over, and that bought time for the DJ, and I had to fix my stuff. And I only learned that, y'all, because I have fucked up some very critical shows. One time I had the opportunity to open up for Philly Freeway, the freeway off of Rock.
Oh shit, no fucking way.
Yeah. It was in Ohio, bro. It was a crazy show. It was right across the river from the northern panhandle of West Virginia. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't remember the town. I just know it's a big gas town. And I remember back then I would still burn my tracks on CDs. So it was only going to be a 2-track set, but it was a shit ton of artists. I had to wait like 3 hours to get on stage because there's so many fucking artists performing. And I get on there and my beat starts skipping. And I turn to the DJ and I'm like, put my mic down. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, your CD's skipping. I'm like, fuck. And I go to move it and I knock the preamp off the table. So I'm mentally shitting myself while the host is fixing the preamp. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck do I do? And then some asshole off the side of the stage who had performed, he's like, yo, you need to say something. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say. Finally, we plugged in my phone and we played my second track off of SoundCloud and I rapped over it, which, it wasn't the best. But ever since then, bro, I'm solid. Like I did a show open up for my buddy Black Los in Baltimore this summer. And someone walked up to the DJ and tripped a chord. And so to buy time, I did 2 of my songs off the rip a cappella because I was just like, I'm never letting that happen to me again. And it's never happened again. Like I can think on the fly, and I'm prepared.
That right there is something I would highly suggest to all people. At least learning your shit a cappella, because you never fucking know, y'all.
It's true. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like even in other situations, you'd be surprised how it changes people's perspective. Like I do a lot of shows, I'll still say it, at Cafe 611 in Frederick. It's been a minute, to be honest. And one group I worked with was called Out 40. And I always did this song called Politics 2, a Rant, which is one of the tracks I sent you. Or no, I didn't send that one to you. It's dope. You don't need to get on Spotify and look at it. Or YouTube, I got a music video out. And I remember they invited me to like an artists thing in Frederick at the beginning of this year where we were appealing to the Maryland Arts Council for them to get more funding. And I just did an a cappella version of it. And after I left, one of the artists I used to do the shows with hit me up on Instagram. He's like, I think you should do more a cappella stuff because I realized how good your pen game is. And I'm like, that's kind of funny, but I also get it. And at the same time, being able to do it a cappella gave me an opportunity I wouldn't have had otherwise. And, being able to do that stuff is great. Like, because, I mean, any artist knows, like, you'll be put on the spot by somebody when you say you're a rapper. Like, yo, spit something. And if you're just sitting there like, like your hoes, bro. Like, and it's okay, like to have those moments. You got to grow from them, but like, no one wants to feel that way all the time. Like, I used to get pissed at my friends because they'd like make me freestyle for random people, and I was like, I'm tired of being put on the spot. And they're like, that's just the expectation, and you got to carry that weight. That's all.
And that's the thing. Like you just said, you got to carry that weight. You do. It is very possible to carry that weight, but you really, really gotta want it.
True.
And if you don't, you can want it and not get it. If that makes sense.
Of course.
Because you can want and shit in the same hand and see which one feels first.
That is the truth, man. God, that is true.
And you know, like we've been talking, we've been rambling on, y'all. Like I said, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand, you know, who DBL is as not just an artist. Because I'm sure some of y'all, dude, I did not realize how, like, you've gonna come up on a couple times on Spotify and shit. Like, I'll be listening to somebody random, and then it'll be a song by you. Same with Zach Rifle, or on
like that.
Yes, you're on Apple Music too, aren't you?
Oh, I'm on everything. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be, I'm like, I know that voice, and I'm working. I'm like, I know that fucking voice, and I'm like, okay, it'd be him, and then it'd be you. I'm like, I did not expect y'all to be on the playlist. So like, all right, well, but it's still cool because that's just showing, you know, that's what you just got to do, y'all. You got to be willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, y'all heard my man speak on a couple different scenarios. Like, and it's all boils down to where you have to invest in yourself. You have to do it yourself. You, again, there's a you word in that, y'all, because you can sit there and point and say, oh, well, why didn't nobody do this for me? Because there's only one you, and only one person can make this how they want it to. If you know, it's your career, it's your path. How the fuck can I tell you how to do it?
Straight up. and like, I mean, again, that ambition, DIY, do it yourself, like you said. Like, you gotta do. Sometimes you'll have to do some really dumb shit, but it pays off. I remember when I did the Lancaster show, part of it was I had to have like some swag to put in the bags given to all the conference attendees. So I had 1,000 little stickers made, which I should send you some along with some stuff. So holla at me when we get off this, Jay. Because
gotcha.
I remember I stopped by my grandma's because I was running an errand for her. And I was like, hold on 1 second, give me 10 minutes. And she watched me count out 1,000 stickers and put them in this package to send to them. And I was like, well, at least I can count to 1,000. She's like, you really did that? I'm like, yeah, I want to make sure everybody's got a sticker, you know? Like, it's like, I don't want to be like, have that 998th person be like, wow, fuck this guy. He didn't consider it, you know? It's like, but what separates like really being authentic about this and not is like doing that. Like, you were talking about Tech9 earlier. Like, part of why I do stuff like that is because I remember watching a video of him where I forget which album it was. I think it was is Collabos 2 the one with Speedum and stuff on it? The Corey Taylor song? Yeah.
I think so.
I watched him one time. He like pulled out his marker on the tour bus and signed like 500 copies with his authentic autograph. Just boom, knocked him out. Before that, he was just sitting there like, I really gotta do this, but he made it fucking happen because it's like, that's going to be more to people that you went out and signed that, bro. Like, people know the difference. And you know, it's like that Honest Abe quote: you can fool people some of the time, you can fool some of the people all the time. You cannot fool all the people all the time. And if you think you're slicker and shit at that, you got a big storm coming, bro. Like, it's gonna be rough for you. That's all I'm saying.
And it's very true fucking fact. And it's unfortunate, but it's very fucking true.
That's just how it goes, man.
See, the next track I was gonna play was BMI. Is that just you?
That actually features my dude 3XG Spitz. Shout out to him. I'm about to tag him in so we can see this. This is a different feel for y'all. Y'all are gonna enjoy this one. I'm excited.
I'll go ahead and tag him, and then I'll go ahead and start it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up right now. Yo, my dude. My bad. I'm terrible at typing on this
You're
phone.
good. Nah, dude, because again, you're talking to the one that has to do this the secretary administrative work while being DJ, while making sure everything is running smoothly. So nah,
Yeah, brother, I get it completely. All right, yeah, let that thing rip, man. I just tagged him.
Got you, Bubby. All right. This is BMI.
Hey, yo, Spitz. I know you're gonna feel me on this one because, well, you ain't used to me getting this vulgar, this pissed off, but I heard this beat and was like, first of all, it had your name on it, but when you gotta go off, you gotta go off. You know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. And when we're quiet, we're working, dog. Don't be misled. Yeah, don't be misled. When we're quiet, we're working, dog. Don't be misled. Everyone knows these rappers are actors, ain't even a factor. I should've known that 16's are plastic, they're riding this fabric. Yeah, ain't no gangster, but I keep it authentic. Fuck all that laughter. When it comes to the best, I put it to rest. Who it is don't really matter. All we want is the grind to pay. All we want is the right to say. We came, we saw, we conquered without a sponsor, bros. Tu comprende? We put in time, y'all just press play. Read between the lines now on delay. Man, don't be fooled, even my dumb ass had to pick up in that ERJ. Bitch made individuals. What's the point if you ain't do or die? I said, bitch made individuals. You gotta trim the fat, that BMI. Bitch made individuals. What's the point if you ain't do or die?
Y'all peep this verse, my boy.
Bitch made individuals. You gotta trim the fat man, that BMI, yeah.
They fabricate, I'm grabbing plates at your baby mama crib while you're working late. I love the way she masticates. I'm filthy rich, they gotta hate. A lot of cash, smell like money, one hell of a day. You can tell by the smile that I'm coming late. All want smoke till I'm in their face. Fuck with mine, I'll catch a case. I'll hack your records, get you erased. I'll talk to God, get you replaced. Whip game proper while it's Ricky Lake. I'm creaming pies, I'm eating steak. Y'all rolling backwards, y'all up the lake. Y'all flowing fabric, y'all get ate. Whole lot of gang drip, never skate. I don't never gotta slide, I levitate. Yeah, baby, I'm sweet, taste the cake.
Bitch made individuals. What's the point if you ain't do or die? I said, bitch made individuals. You gotta trim the fat, that BMI. Bitch made individuals. What's the point if you ain't do or die? Bitch made individuals. You gotta trim the fat man, that BMI, yeah. Look, I ain't the hardest out here. I ain't no gangster. I ain't targeting nobody specific either with this. Some of y'all though, man, some of y'all act like you do have it. And I'm tired of it. You can only do so much, put up such a front, and get up high before it all goes down. I get it, you're not contested. That just means you need to go after bigger things. If you're a gladiator, step into a new arena. That's all, man. Now get to it.
Now, if any of y'all have any questions about that song, please ask below, because I love it when people pick
Yeah,
my
I have questions about that song.
I'm all ears, and I'm all fucking.
That was I like that. I was not expecting that from you.
Nobody
Because most
does.
of yours it's and if I say this like it's more of a mellow chill vibe. That was more of a hi motherfucker, I'm in your face kind of vibe.
It was indeed. No, you hit the nail on the head, bro. So like
SP's the same way. A lot of y'all's is more like chill. I consider it old school hip hop, but you know, back when hip hop and all that, like actual hip hop.
Yeah.
Because people confuse rap and hip hop as the same thing, you know, fucking not.
Exactly.
They're
There's a huge
not. And then
difference.
you have gangster rap, which a lot of the rappers nowadays are trying to make it look like gangster rap, and they're even though it's not. It's
It
just
ain't.
a really dope ass beat on a lot of weird ass lyrics that are the same shit over and over, and no street poets.
No street
Kendrick,
poets.
J. Cole, there's I respect them because they're rare, but the street
Exactly.
poets no longer exist.
I will say there is one guy who I feel like has held gangster rap down, and that is my dude Schoolboy Q, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Schoolboy Q. Yep.
And he's always talked about it. But yeah, no, I mean, like, people are always surprised when I do more like southern trap sounding stuff, but I can get busy with whatever, man. And like, I remember, I got the beats off of this really dope producer, um, and because he was having a ridiculously stupid good sale. It was like 5 beats for 50, all leases, and I was like, I gotta get on that. And he let me pick what I wanted, and I liked that beat immediately. tr8 Spits, my dude. He's based out of Pennsylvania, and we've done a lot of shows together. We've always respected each other. And as soon as I met him, I had this idea to get just a bunch of different people on these beats because they were all like less boom bappy and more like just different vibes. There's chiller vibes, more hype vibes, especially that one. And I was like, he would eat this alive. So I played it for him and he liked it. And every now and again, he's like, I'm really looking forward to our collab. And finally, I was like, I got to get on this. So last fall, I hit a different studio than I'm used to. There's my boy Dip's studio, Too Hot to Heavy. Shout out to Dip out of Martinsburg. Real OG at crafting the hip hop scene around here. Like, just his catalog is stupid. But he sent the verse back, and I was like, oh, we got one. Like, they're not ready. We got one. And everybody who listened to it was really surprised that sound came from our catalog. Well, my catalog. He does hype shit. And but he can get busy on boom bap beats too. He just released a dope project with another guy I really fuck with named Knowledge. Shout out to Knowledge out of MD called Fly Shit. You don't need to go stream that. It gets busy. But I just remember like I was staring at this song, and actually I kind of dropped it because of SP because like we had started doing our collabs Make Sense and Nonsense, and in that same month is when I
Makes sense.
already. Oh, I love that song.
Nonsense is a good song too.
No, they were fun, man. Like I like working with him, and like it's been like he brings the best out of me, and I like to hear what he comes up with because it always blows my mind. Like actually, a fun fact. I was doing a show for this thing called Stash Bash in PA, and the venue got moved at the last minute because they were dealing with some legality stuff. But I was supposed to do that song as well as Make Sense and Nonsense and just bring all the homies out. But unfortunately, we had to postpone it. But when that happens, I might have to live stream it so y'all can see how we go ham live. But no, I mean, I love doing hype stuff. Like, for some reason, I end up doing more hype stuff as guest features, but I want to actually start doing more hype stuff too because I like my shows when I do my sets, but like, come on, man, like we all need to get ignorant sometimes. I don't care who you are. Like, people can be
I'm
like,
all for occasionally getting ignorant. I don't mind.
Damn right.
I get ignorant every damn day. Like,
Straight
but
up.
and I'm not saying like it's stupid was, but I like y'all heard of getting in the live. I like to make people smile. Therefore, I will make a whole ass fool of myself just to see you smile.
Yeah.
Because why not? Like there
Why
are
not?
1.5 million other reasons to be sad, pissed off, angry, fucking frustrated. Why not smile?
Why not?
Because I can deal with my bullshit whenever I need to deal with it, and I deal with it. But while I'm sitting there, I'm already everything's already pissing up. Why not make it just a little bit better? Because just the fact that I know when I just say something off the fucking wall, off random, and I can see my buddy smile, and that made his day. All I need.
Bro, I get that completely. So like the festival where I chipped my tooth at. Like I was really worried I wasn't gonna make it because money was a little tight. And then I remember like, he grew up in the same area I did, but he lives on the West Coast now. So every year we try to do some sort of musical adventure, whether it's a concert or a festival or something, and just link up. And the week before this happened, he hit me with some bad news that he had gotten let go from his job. Now, that sucks, but we kind of thought it was funny because the year before we went to a different festival right after I got let go from my job. So I was like, I guess that's the universe's way of saying that we need to make this happen no matter what. And like literally once we met up with each other, it was just us being fucking goofy kids. Like we were teenagers again. And we both needed it. I mean, for fuck's sakes, someone was doing karaoke at our hotel. And I got on that mic and I did Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff just because I knew it was a goofy ass song he loved me doing. You making people smile is one of the best things ever. But like the people who do that in this world are so necessary, bro. And so like, yeah, sometimes we gotta get ignorant. Like it's like it can't always be about looking deep down and dredging the well. That there is a time for that too, but like you can always fall deep into it if you ain't careful. That's all.
And like you said a really good thing right there, dredging the well, because you do.
Mhm.
You have to really check yourself because I
Mhm.
said this at least twice a week on my pod, or just on the reels or anything else. It is a lot easier to climb a ladder with nobody holding on to
Yo, that
you.
was deep as hell and so fucking
Like
true.
and if I did not, and it kind of pisses me off, but I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. But to literally sit here and have somebody like you that's in another state, or like my mentor Jada, or so, or Mike Sons and Clint Smith down in Tennessee, Banjo in North Carolina, Jaco out in Colorado. I
Mhm.
have so much love and support that is not in my fucking area outside of the Writers for Life, and people. I know who I have now, but there's been people that have changed up, but there's certain not many that have stayed solid. They're all not here.
Yeah.
Like, and that kind of hurts my feelings because I'm like, okay, I'm the same dude. Like, it doesn't bother me to make one, but it bothers me to a point that it bothers me because I'm the same
Mhm.
dude on and off camera, just off of camera. And in my, direct life, you see all this. You get all everything that I'm talking about. It's not just me talking about it. You actually see it.
Mhm.
But yet I can't get them motherfuckers to say shit until they need something.
I mean,
Which I'm sure I'm not the only one that deals with that. But it's just
no,
crazy as hell.
it is fucking crazy.
And
Because
people wonder what's wrong with shit. And I'm like, because I hear that a lot. Because if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't exist and wouldn't be in the doorways I'm in because
Mhm.
that's why people come to me. Because at least I can support your shit. I can do, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully, but like literally, even the shit you don't want seen, I will see it and make sure somebody sees it.
Yeah.
You can't
I
even
mean,
get your best friend that lives right down the hall from you to do that.
no, you cannot. I mean, it's really funny you bring that up because I swear it's like I've heard so many people talk about that. Like my friend who went to the festival with me, he's a concert photographer. One of the dopest photographers ever. I keep telling him if I ever get a tour, you are coming with me. You're getting paid. Everything's comped. Like just take the dopest fucking photos of me you can. He's photographed everybody. Like in the last month, he's like done Green Day, Slipknot, Under Oath, like these huge bands. And we always talk. He'll always talk about like because it's West Coast time. It's 3 hours ahead of us or behind us,
Mhm.
and we used to talk when I was on my night job. I take my lunch break at 1, so I call him at 10 when he get off work, and he would say, "Man, like everyone gives me shit at work when I take off to go shoot a show," and I'm like, "Yeah, but then you show me your DMs where these same bands are shouting you out on their IG and reposting your photos. Like a lot of times the best love you're gonna get is not in your hometown.
Nope.
And
Not at all.
that's a hard pill to swallow because a
Exactly.
lot of times we do that for our hometown. Um, when I went to that conference in Lancaster, I remember someone made a point. You remember the band Coheed and Cambria? They had that
Sounds
big song "Welcome Home" on, I think it was Guitar Hero or something. Um, to make a long story short, they've made a really cool career for themselves. And one of the panelists was speaking at the conference, and he said, like, they would say in radio interviews all the time, nobody in their hometown liked them. Nobody fucked with them. They weren't doing anything crooked either. They just were like, oh, you guys are too weird. And then, like, all of a sudden they went, like, they did numbers with that song, got in the video game. They were like one of the headlines of the festival I went to this weekend, and that bitch was packed. And they still sounded amazing and they still held it down. But like a lot of times, the people who like you the most aren't going to be from your hometown. And yeah, maybe there. I like to see, my thing is I know people could suck, but I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, there's gonna be people who are like, oh, that motherfucker actually did something, fucking blah, blah, blah. But I think personally what it comes down to is like one of the double-edged swords about growing up where you grow up, wherever that may be, is people see you go through all your stages of life. So it's like me, for instance, like I was always like, I was the new kid in town when I moved here, and I was nerdy and awkward for years. And then I had like a lot of anger problems, a lot of issues with depression, all kinds of shit. So people have known me for the stupid stuff I've done. So if they see me trying to do something, they're like, oh, what? Like, no, dude, shut up. And it's just like, I'm still going to do this, even if you don't like what I'm doing. And that's the mentality everybody has to have. It's like, if you have some sort of ambition towards something, you can't care about the people in your locality being like, I
Nope.
hate this dude.
You can't give a shit about nobody not giving a fuck. Like if nobody cares, cool.
Exactly.
Do you care? Because if you don't care because everybody else is getting discouraged, why the fuck are you even wasting your time?
Yes. Word to Pantera, you gotta have sandblasted skin, bro. Like,
Because you gotta believe in you before you expect everybody else to. Like if you're gonna go ahead and give, like that's when, like, that's why it was funny. Like it's because when I first started out, my algorithm was more, my people locally that knew me and all that shit.
Mhm.
And then it started growing. But as soon as I started going live every day, talking about my life and talking about real life stuff, the amount of people that started doing it too was hilarious. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. And then I would keep going, and then they're just fall off. And I'm like, oh, because you didn't think. So let me get this right. You thought going on the phone, on live where people can see you and you just smoking, drinking, and acting a fucking fool is what people wanted to see. That's all anybody does on social media. So
That's
hell
all they
no,
do,
they're not
bro.
going to push your shit. That's why I started doing like my shit.
Right.
But I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Jack,
I
I
mean,
know you're tired. It's 9:30. It's not time for bed yet. No, it's
oh,
not.
I ain't going the fuck to sleep. I'm just stretching, bro.
No, my cat.
Oh, you got some dickhead cats too, man. That
Just
looks
one.
almost exactly. That looks like
Just one.
the one cat
It looks like
in the house.
SP's.
It does actually, yo. We all got the same cat apparently. That's crazy.
No, this little asshole was not supposed to be mine, and nobody was taking care of him. So I love animals. I'm not a cat person,
Same.
but yeah, he's my cat now.
I feel you. I'm a dog and a cat person. I'm one of those.
I'm
rare
just a
breeds
dog
that's
person.
both. I really
grew
want a
up on
dog,
hunters.
bro. Like the thing is, I don't want to get a dog till I get some land because they need land to roam. But it does hurt my soul, man. I miss having a dog around. They're the best.
So that's like I talk to people all the time, especially as far as ambition. If you, I'm gonna talk a little bit on this, and I want to play the next song.
Please do.
But ambition, this is something I wanted to talk with somebody else about. If you have something like if you're an artist, or you're a startup business and you're single,
Hmm.
the idea of dating is a fucking joke because you really have not a damn thing to offer and nothing to fucking gain and everything to fucking hold.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what do you mean by that? Because literally, one little fuck up, everything that you have,
Boom.
like,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know about anybody else, but like with me, like I hate talking about what I do. I'll show them my business card and they can look at my links, and then I usually wait 2 to 3 days, and I'm like, they're like, oh shit, like you're really cool. Like, yeah, thanks. I hate talking about it because it makes me look cocky as shit.
Yeah.
Because, and also, you know, everybody I keep fucking coming across either fucking married or have a boyfriend, and I'm not a distraction. I have enough of shit that is on my plate to literally choke an elephant. So,
Straight
you
up,
know, I don't have time to sit there and I'm not saying it's disrespect because there have been people that, you know, come at me and hit me up about my lives and how appreciative they are. And I am appreciative for their stories. That's not what I'm talking about, y'all. Right. I am solely talking about the people that don't want to do better. But they want to sit there and make somebody feel sorry for themselves. I ain't got time for it. I don't have time for it. So, you know, what I've noticed is people like us that are, you know, looking to be better, they love to latch on to us, yo. I don't know what the fuck it is, but they love to try to distract us and wonder them like, oh, well, you're not paying attention to me. No. Like I had a couple hit me up. They're like, oh, well, subscribe to my Snapchat premium private story. I had no idea what the fuck that meant.
Lord have mercy. I get that completely.
And I'm sitting there like, what is that? And I actually asked one of my friends, and they're like, oh, that's what this is. I'm like, isn't that OnlyFans too? They're like, no. I'm like, so it's multiple labels, just but yet they don't want to feel objectified. How does that make sense? If you don't want to feel objectified, this is why I don't go to strip clubs and don't like all that shit because I refuse to objectify females. I have daughters, and this was before this. Like, I grew up with single mothers that ran the house because, you know, so that's why I wouldn't mind having a whole team of females because at least then I know shit's going to get done and I'm not going to get fucked up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So anybody can feel that kind of way. I have really good brothers in my, but that's just my idea on females. But I did not realize how easy it is to objectify yourself to situations.
The one thing I'll say is I feel like, you know, anybody who's getting the bag to OnlyFans and Snapchat and all that, I ain't
disrespecting them at all. I'm just I can't support it because I don't like that idea.
I mean,
to me, do you, boo? Like, if anybody that's out there doing this shit, respect to you. But I just don't. Exactly. I don't want to. I don't like to share. That's my big thing on it. I don't want to.
Oh, they wanted you to promote it. Okay, that's a little much,
bruh.
Dog.
That's all I get. I shit you not. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Okay, that's different.
Really rare to actually come across a female that is truly single and doing her thing. Most of the ones that are coming across my line, I don't know what the fuck has made it happen because I am not this dude at all.
Yeah,
they are either potential OnlyFans models, or that's what they are, or they do it on Snapchat, or they're with dudes that just and they don't want to leave them, but they don't want to stay, and they just want to. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Like I'm not nobody distraction, y'all. Like I got enough shit to distract myself with. So no, there's other apps for that called Tinder and all that shit.
Yeah, no, story of my life too, man. I mean, like, you know, I can relate because, like, first of all, like I said, if you're getting the bag out there, get the bag. But like, it does get weird. I remember like years ago, I had this ex of mine, and like this girl she was friends with was hooking up with this dude. She was banging this dude, and he randomly invited us so to all go out to the strip club. I can count on one hand how many times I've been to a strip club. Like, if y'all like them, that's cool. They're not 100% my scene. Like, but we go, and we had a friend, and I knew his ex-girlfriend was a stripper. I didn't know she was going to be at that club, and it went 0 to 100 real fast. Because at first she was just talking to us, then she got on stage and was performing. And I just remember on the drive home, we were quiet, and finally I was like to them both, my ex and her friend, I was like, yeah, no one's saying a word to homie because that is a lot. Like, it's just like, I mean, for me, it was different there because I feel like it was like, for lack of a better term, ladies, no disrespect, that was in my face. And like, I was just like, there's a line that got not only crossed but broken here, and I am never like, I don't even think he follows me on Facebook anymore, and thank God, because like I don't think it was, it's just like, I don't even want to call it uncomfortable or awkward. It just felt weird, and it's like,
No, I get it.
on another subject, that's why I think it's always weird when you hear about like dudes and chicks jumping on each other's like their friends' exes as soon as they break up. I'm like, y'all used to hang out and stuff. You knew them on a first name basis, and you're going for it. Like, I don't know. I feel like you were plotting this whole time.
I can't sit there and say anything because back in my day, I did not care. Like you cannot leave your girl at home. You cannot leave your girl alone with me. Because it was nothing that I even would do. It's just I was that dude. That's why I quit working out and I got away from the life I used to be, because that dude, if you could put what straight savvy is, and that he was that dude, he could sing, he could fight, he could do everything that you think you can do. It was that motherfucker. It's just I like pills too much, so I had to get away from that life.
You had to tone it down for the rest of us, bro.
Oh, dude, I was fucking insane. Like I don't realize how fucked up I was again until I tell somebody a story about certain things. Like today, somebody had the idea of they were like, it was yesterday, a mobile mail strip club service, and I started laughing, and it's like, I was like, what? I was like, well, I used to work as a security for an escort service. The fuck? Like, and I was starting talking like, because there's a deadline that they don't hit. Somebody's not. You got to make sure nobody touches what it is. Where you got to make sure if they're not out at a certain time. There's 2 knocks, and then I'm kicking that fucking door in, and I'm running your pockets, and like these dudes are sitting there staring at me. I'm breaking this all down and just talking, just like a regular conversation. Rolling somebody up in the carpet, take them downstairs, tie them up, and what to not, and then blah, and. It's like, dude, why the fuck do you work here? Like, what do you mean? Like, I had to tell them, like, because I used to be really fucking insane. Yeah. And I had to calm the fuck down.
Dude,
thank God I did, because, and this feels like forever ago, but this is before my oldest was born. So 13 to 14 years ago, for a 2-year span, I was that fucking dude. And not saying that's a badge of honor at all, like, but certain people in this life, y'all, take this as a grain of salt and just run with it. Some of us act goofy in how we do to keep the demons at bay.
Exactly.
Remember that.
And, dude, trust me, I get it. I did plenty of dog shit back in the day, and like, I mean, I'll only really think about it when my oldest friends make a joke, but even then, I'm just like, damn, I really did that. Like, because, like, like, I could tell you some stories, but, like, the whole thing is, like, at some point, you really want to get away from that because you're kind of, like, tired of it. And, like, you and me, we're in our early 30s, and, like, it gets kind of weird when you see people, like, the older you get doing the same shit different day. Like, I'm like, dog, like, I'm like, bro, you want to sniff blow and pop pills, and it's a fucking Tuesday, and you don't get paid till Friday. If you hit me in the morning, what's up?
Not like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm going with you. Like right. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
Like it's like you'll see these folks, and then they'll be trying to cash app you the next morning because they don't have enough money for gas. I'm like, well, you were busting open bags and stuff, and like some of my best friends in this world, I am really fucking proud of them because they used to be on that. They had that dog in them too, you know. And I see them now. They're like family and career men or family and career women, and they hold it down. And it's like the
I
thing is,
love that.
it's beautiful, bro. I fucking love it. Like it's so
I'm envious
wonderful.
of them, especially. Like I'm not saying that to be jealous. Like if you have somebody to go home to, and that's what y'all can plan the family holidays and all, like weekends. I love that. Like I wish I could see you. I never had that.
Right.
I want that so fucking bad. That's my main goal. So I love seeing that. I'd rather see that than see at a fucking strip club any day of the week. I want to see that family make their problems work because mine didn't give a fuck.
I feel you,
Like
man.
yeah. So
And honestly, man, just from watching each other on social media and stuff, that's gonna be you sooner than you think, man. You're on the right path.
that
Gotta
shit.
give it time.
Like I hate to say that, but I deserve to actually have somebody that I can hit this because that's my main problem, Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying. I know this is your interview, but
You're
this
good.
is why I
Talk, bro.
appreciate
Talk.
you because of already. Like, if Colt would be the same way, and if my mentor J Dub was on here and Kendrick would Kev, y'all know the work I put into this shit because y'all seen it from the beginning. Like, if you seriously think people think that I just go on here on Facebook and play music just to get attention, you are missing 95% of what the fuck I do, if not more.
Dog, it's the tip of the iceberg. They don't see what goes on to lead up to it. Like, and the thing is, the work you do in the dark one day will see the light of day, but they ain't gonna see what went into it. And I feel like honestly, the longer I've been in this, the more work I put in. Like, so I'm a member, like I said, that hip hop school. I'm a part of Pendulum Inc. A lot of my friends are like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that, bro." And you've been in this game for 10 years. I'm like, "Yeah," but like, I really want to push myself to be like next fucking level. I want to be unfuckwittable. I don't want to be able to say I can't do something because I
That
don't know
word, I
how to do
love
it.
that word, unfuckable. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
damn.
fuck yes.
Great.
I'm making a shirt that says that on there. That's going to say I'm unfuckable with.
I make the joke all the time, but I might seriously got to get it tatted on my chest. I won't rub it off where
Because
the
you
mic
need
be.
to, y'all. Like that's
Yeah,
where,
dude.
like when you get to that point, that's where I'm at. It just sucks because of people look at my situation, they're like, "Oh, you're a red flag." You mean I gave my all to people and they didn't give a fuck about me? That's a red flag. Okay. I love that when people tell me that shit. I'm like, so when all this works out the way that I'm making it work out, you're gonna be one of the ones that can just say, yes, you do Neil. Because I know at that point I hate that shit.
Straight
you
up.
have baggage, you have this. Yeah, that doesn't mean I can't be nice and be loved. Like, what the fuck?
Straight up. Yeah.
I hate that shit.
That's the wildest thing to me when people are like, "Oh, you got too much baggage or trauma." Because I'm like, bro, if anybody gets through this life and doesn't have
The
it,
most loving people have been through the worst shit
straight up,
because they appreciate it that much. Because we don't know when we're going to get that again. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm so used to being with exes and people, family that just give me the bare minimum. And I thought them just being nice to me was love. No, nice and love are two different things.
It's true. And honestly, like, the thing about it is, like, sometimes you might struggle to see the difference between conditional and unconditional love, but like, when you see it, it's going to be the biggest slap to the face. And it sucks because sometimes I think like you get conditioned to take what you can get, but like that's why you gotta fight for yourself. I had somebody special in my life who really talked to me about that, and I'm glad they did because it opened up my eyes to how little I was settling for. And
Yeah, that's not. I've had that talk too with somebody. It changed me on. It changed my ideas on a lot of things. It made me realize a lot of shit.
yeah, man, it's tough, bro. And on that subject of love, I think you should play the track I sent you, "Hate This Love," because it touches on that.
I work it. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, and you definitely should. We'll chop it up about afterwards. And like I said, anybody got any questions?
Well, after that, we've actually done pretty good on because we're almost at 2 hours, and we played. You sent me 4 tracks, and we played. Will not be 3 out of 4. So appreciate you, my guy, because that's what I wanted to do with this, y'all. Like, you know, people. I don't because before I started, I would play music from people I know. It was your interview, so why not make it the spotlight to where it's your music plus you as an individual?
I appreciate it a lot, man. But
yes, sir, of course.
And if anybody comments, and I don't get to you, like I will get to you later. And if you ever want to DM me and just chop it up, my DMs are open.
Well, I'll let you know too, like Gutter Rat, and Sarah Hayward, they are in the UK and Ireland. Nice. So they will more likely be tapped. Like that's the crazy part about this. Not everybody's in this country, so a lot of people are asleep right now. So
that's cool.
You'll get random dings that since you're tagged in this.
Hey, I'm with it. I actually have an interview with Gutter Rat at the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm
They're awesome people.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Like I love my little logo. It's awesome.
It's December 28th, very end of the year. I can't wait.
This is Hate This Love just by you?
Yes, sir. Just by me. Made the
oh shit, that is crazy.
It's heavy, right?
Ooh.
Is it too loud?
Nah, that was just I like that.
You're gonna love it.
Love is joy, love is sorrow, love is kindness, love is pain. And I know that'll never change. Love is joy, love is sorrow, love is kindness, love is pain. And I know that'll never change. To be honest, I don't know where to start. I think I've lost it. Took my glass hard, smashed it on the ground. Never been cautious. Heartbreaking 808s go so far. But there ain't no tonic to the things we put ourselves through. To the things we put ourselves through. I hate this so much. And I hate this so much. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. See, I want love and need it, and I don't really need a reason. Like I found love in all 4 seasons just for my dumb self to let it go. Each love a new season, new episodes, but the plot's becoming predictable. Mess it up once, shame on we. Mess it up a couple times, shame on me. First I lost you over dumb decisions. Then I lost you over no commitment. Then I lost you over who am I kidding? At this point, loss is the best prediction. And I don't want to keep going with this, but I know if I just bear witness, all these minor threats in my bad brains will help me grow into something different. To be honest, I don't know where to start. I think I've lost it. Took my glass hard, smashed it on the ground. Never been cautious. Heartbreaking 808s go so far. But there ain't no tonic to the things we put ourselves through. To the things we put ourselves through. On everything. I love this so much. And I love this so much. I love this so much. I love all this so much. Love is supposed to make you feel free, but it always makes me feel trapped down. Give it 3 months of bliss, so naive and suddenly the bliss is tapped out. Insecure questions get asked, of course, so I keep going forward on this course. Don't know if it's dread or the voice in my head that leads to everything getting forced to contort. Twist it up, now we're trying to listen up. Walking on eggshells around each other. Hard to believe we're habitual lovers. When we seem to look through one another. And I know with love there's little ground. In the contract our heart sign ain't guaranteed. When we go ghosts just so our scars won't bleed. To be honest, I don't know where to start. I think I've lost it. Took my glass hard, smashed it on the ground. Never been cautious. Heartbreaking 808s go so far. But there ain't no tonic to the things we put ourselves through. To the things we put ourselves through. Love is joy, love is sorrow, love is kindness, love is pain. And I know that'll never change. Love is joy, love is sorrow, love is kindness, love is pain. I know that'll never change.
I like that.
Appreciate you, man.
That was
Again, it was something different, man.
well, you that first pop. That's why I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And how you kept it throughout the whole thing. Who was mix and master on it?
So well, the beat was a collab. I did a little something to it, nothing crazy. That was my boy MG, aka Mike Green, out of Queens. He and I worked on that beat in the summer of 21. And like that's actually me on guitar on that beat. And you know, we made 3 different beats together. I packaged them all together as an EP I dropped in May called The Anxiety Hear No Evil EP. It's part of a series, but like then I remember when I went to get recorded at my buddy Will Lopez, shout out Will. He plays in this band called Bump and Uglies. It's crazy, and he owns Demaxian Studios in Maryland. He's like a musical mastermind, so he really pushed me to really lock in on finessing the melodies. And then he added those strings that are in the chorus. And like he just whipped those up really quickly. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be wild. And we sent it to Mike because I wanted him to mix it. Because my goal was for each EP to have a different engineer mix it. Will's has ended up mixing 2 of the 3, but Mike did his thing on this one. And like for me, it was just a really amazing song when it got done. I think it's kind of one of my sleepers. Because like a lot of people are surprised by this. I actually really like R&B. I've actually been making beats for another artist in my area named Nova, her R&B project, because I've always wanted to like produce an R&B project. So this was kind of just a way to like just create a whole different vibe for me, I guess.
I get it. Nah, and what you did is definitely did that. I can't say this because again, you know, being around for a while, and I like that. I really do. I kind of lost for words though.
I'm glad you like it, man. No, it's just like you've always been really supportive of my more like East Coast lyrical chill stuff, so I wanted to give you a different taste of like.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro. And like honestly, that song, the writing process, what a journey, man. I wrote it last year one night. It just kind of like I'd worked on some ideas and it worked out. And I remember I'd gotten out of this serious relationship I was in. And it hurt. It hurt like a bitch. And I was talking to this random
I wrote
girl.
a song after my last relationship, so
I
just
feel it.
haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah, I get that completely, bro. Sometimes it's the toughest part. And I remember I actually spread it to this girl I was talking to. And I like to yeah. No. Well, it gets crazier than that.
Shit.
She liked the song a lot. And I like to like I always feel like if like women like my song, I'm doing something right because they are low key the tastemakers. Well, a few weeks after that, she revealed that she had been catfishing me. No fucking lie. It was like it was interesting.
At least she admitted it.
Yeah, she did, but it was just like I was like, all right, well, who was the person in those pictures? And it turned out to be like an old high school classmate of hers, and who had the same name. It got
I've
real.
been catfished before. Mine didn't admit it, so I yeah. So that's why I said that.
No, I get it, man. At least you did. Catfishing just sucks. But
I don't get it. Like that's why I don't use filters or nothing on my shit. Like if you don't
yeah,
like me, then don't follow me. But I'm going to show you myself.
straight up. I don't know.
Like
It was
I don't
weird.
give a fuck. You think I'm ugly or not? I guarantee there's somebody that likes me.
True story. Like, I don't care if you think I look like the roughest diamond. At least I'm a diamond. You feel me? But like,
Oh yeah, facts. I'm a straight up diamond.
so
I know
like,
I've been through hell and back.
yeah,
You don't make them like us.
exactly. But pressure makes diamonds, and it cuts the facets. You know. But like when I finally recorded that song, I remember like it was long overdue. I hit the studio and I was like, I need to get this done. Because then I got into it with another woman I dated, and like I was just like, yeah, this song keeps gaining meaning for me, and it's never gonna be fucking easier. Like, so let's do it. And it was the last song I recorded for the project. And if y'all want to check it out, I posted the Spotify link to my artist Spotify in the comments. It is only 3 tracks. Each one's less than 4 minutes long. I promise you, I'm not dropping like a fucking symphonic opus masterpiece on your ass. But like, you know what? I'm proud of every song on there because it's a different feel. I got that one, which is called Hate This Love. I got one I collaborated with my girl Genevieve. It's actually got like a pop punk vibe, but not like MGK. That's the best way I can describe it. And then I got a straight up just barred out
MGK is
track.
an open wound that has not healed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've been a fan since Lace Up days, and then
Same.
he and I'm not an Eminem fan. True, I respect Eminem because
Mm-hmm.
you can't respect. You cannot just say you're a rap or a hip hop fan and say you don't respect Eminem.
Exactly.
You have because there is no way he should be able to do what he does.
Oh my god! Like,
But he does. The fact that MGK went at him instead of collab with him I guess it's more or less because I grew up as a fan of white rappers. Like Little White is what got me into hip hop.
Yeah.
At 13 years old, hearing Oxycontin, then I heard Doubt Me Now.
Mm-hmm.
And Doubt Me Now is what made me a true fucking fan of him.
Oh my god!
But MGK and M have no collapse.
Man.
And I'm just the potential because he has one of Yellow Wolf. The collab MGK did with Yellow Wolf, Roddy, with Tech, that was dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. But I could only imagine what M and MGK could have did together. That would have been fucking phenomenal.
Well, you want to know something that makes me mad? Go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
So first of all, no, I'm agreeing with you on every single point, and it makes me happy because like I've been a fan of MGK since the Lace Up days. My friend gave me a copy of his Half Naked and Almost Famous EP, and we bumped it the whole summer. You know, I remember seeing him at Warped Tour. I remember being stoked for the album coming out. So, like, when he went rock, I mean, if you actually fucked with MGK, it wasn't a surprise. But he turned his back so much. I remember, like, I have this freestyle.
He wrote off everybody that rocked with him from Lace Up.
Yes, dude.
And really not. You go back farther to the Lace Up Backpack.
Yeah,
when he
straight up.
Because I remember him Into the Road. That's one of my favorite fucking songs,
bro.
But
absolutely.
He doesn't. That's why when he did the rock thing, I'm like, oh, I'm not surprised at all. Then I was like, okay, you're at least gonna give the people what they want, right? No,
yeah,
no,
dude,
no. You just gonna completely rock it off, like write it off, and you're going switch up genre. He scared you that fucking bad.
you know what, bro? I get it completely because you want to know what really pissed me off, like. You remember, since you knew him back then, how much he fucked with DMX. That was his god, dude. They have collabs together. They would do shows together. And when DMX passed away, I decided to fucking be an idiot and check his IG and his Facebook. Not one motherfucking mention, bro. How is this dude your GOAT? And you weren't even putting up a simple, like, rest in peace, fly high post, you son of a bitch. I even mentioned it in a fucking freestyle because I was just like, I was in the booth and we made this beat in like a half hour, and I was like, yo, I want to rap on this. And I got in the booth and it came out. I was like, I might have beef with MGK because you said you were DMX's fan and now you ain't got shit to say. And like, it's just like, do your thing, dude. Make these rock albums, make them good, but don't just fucking forget what you did. And another thing,
Don't
I
forget the
get it.
fan base that you have us weirdos and outcasts that believed in you.
Yeah, like that really backed you the whole time. Because now, Rowdy, was that the track on Yellow Wolf's last album with Shady?
I think so.
Did you hear the story behind that?
Kind
M was supposed to be
you
on
talking about
there.
where Yellow was talking about it?
Well, yeah, Yellow talked about how DJ Paul wanted to get M on there too.
Yeah, and M said no.
Yeah, because MGK did the bullshit, man. And it's like, it's definitely going to be the big what if, man. And like,
because that's what Yellow Wolf, if I remember right, yeah, that's what Yellow Wolf wanted to, like I just talked about, the goats of what you consider white rappers minus, Little White's not in there because White deserves to be on his platform, deserves to be up there.
Yes, he does, bro. I remember.
He was doing shit before they considered what drill rap was.
Yeah.
Because Doubt Me Now, Tento's, like, tell me that's what that is. Like,
Bro,
he straight up ripped on a Christmas beat.
Yes. Dude, like, I mean, you could go back and talk about him coming up with Hypnotized Minds, but like, I don't think what's weird to me is a lot of Jelly Roll's new fans. And shout out to Jelly Roll getting the country money. Like, he's in his bag. He's doing amazing. Him and Bunny are all over my feet every day. But then, I'll tell people, did you know that him and Little White had a collab tape series? They're like, what? Who's Little White? And I'm like, who the fuck is it? Shut the fuck up, dog. Like, I'm like,
get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, I'm like, I was just
Jelly's
watching.
been at it for 20 years.
Yeah, bro.
I remember when Jelly was a trap rapper.
Uh-huh.
That's why I was awesome to hear him sing. I'm like, oh, like,
yeah,
none
of us knew we could do that. And when he started popping with that, White was shouting him out, being like, you always can sing and you're fucking flourishing. And like, I mean, shit, you can even look at old videos. Like, I know you know Haystack. There's some old video of Haystack that someone uploaded from one of his DVDs where he's hanging out with Jelly and Little White when they had the fucking cornrows, bro. Like, I'm like, they've been here, man. Like, so like, it'd be really cool if like White got on a track with Jelly these days, and their friendship is still there. But it's also interesting because then like Jelly did that song with MGK, but also Save Me got sampled by M, and I'm like, is Jelly gonna be the one to bring those two together? I don't know. Tune in on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Like, it's like, you never know these days, bro. Like,
dude.
It's like every day I wake up and I hear about some new weird collab or meeting that I never thought would happen, and it's dope. It kind of feels like how it was like
Jelly Roll and Falling in Reverse, Falling in Reverse, Tech-9, which I don't give a fuck if I don't care if you're a fan of Ronnie or not. Ronnie's just like with Trump. Everybody should know what the fuck you're getting with Trump. You're getting a condescending asshole. With Ronnie, you are getting an asshole that has no problem bragging about his success. The fact that he had got on the fucking track with Tech-9 and Alex Terrible,
that was pretty crazy.
Just as a music fan alone, you have to appreciate how dope that is. Because Tech-9, especially because he had, and I'm a Tech-9 fan. I've been Tech-9 for years.
Yeah,
he brought Tech back to what Tech used to fucking do.
Tech went fucking crazy on that track, and it was so refreshing to hear. And like, and the thing is, like, it was actually made me really happy to see Tech getting asked to feature on a rock song rather than the other way around. Because Tech has hella rock collabs. He did that song with Stephen Carpenter and Chino from Deftones years ago. He did that song in the same album with Speed Dump. He did the Corey Taylor. Yeah. You know, and it's like, it's awesome.
And then, with Saj from System of a Down, they got a song out that's really dope.
Yeah, Straight Out the Gate, right? Yeah, that was crazy. And that's, man. And like, I think only one other band has asked him to be on a track, and that was Five Finger Death Punch with the Mama Said Knock You Out remix, which was
Mhm.
fucking badass. But like, nah, I mean, like,
A lot of people have not gave Tech the proper like people think Jelly is the one that broke borders. Tech's been doing this shit for 25 fucking years.
and he is gonna do it for another 25 more, knowing him, bro.
Independent. That's why I love like oh he sold out, he would make Strange Music's his.
And you know, like, what I like to see is like he's still breaking new artists and giving them a chance. Like, I love King ISO, one of his more recent dudes. He's incredible. But then like you also see the artists who leave his label doing really well. Like Chris Calico. Yeah, Chris Calico's had a great career since he left, bro. Like he was at the Gathering this year, and I love seeing him.
See, like JL is another one that's really underrated, but dessert is fucking phenomenal. I didn't know who he really was, so I started listening to him. But yeah, he sounds like a Tech 9 clone, and it's scary as fuck. Like, and it's not like you hear the distinct, but how his flow is, how his pattern is, and there's not many rappers that can do that. Like MGK is one of the few, which that's why it's bullshit that he doesn't rap anymore. Like I there was a teaser that he did a rap on, and I'm like, ooh, cool, he's going back, and then it was just, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Come on, Colson. Come on, Colson.
Colson, god damn it. No, no, I mean, like, he's done some random stuff. Like, he started trying to do a freestyle series during the pandemic at some point. It was really random because, like, one time he had Corday on there, which I never expected, but it was kind of fun. Then another time they did a remix of, like, the Killer Cam beat off of Cameron's Purple Haze. But, like, Tech has been, like, the go to this independent, like, shit. And, you know, he can do it all. He can sing, he can rap fast, he can rap slow. He can, like, bar you the fuck up and then, like, rip your heart out the next song. And, like, I always have had love for Tech. And him getting on the Falling River song was good. And trust me, like, SP and I talked about this. Like, we both don't like Ronnie because of, like, he did some weird shit back when he was on the Warped Tour scene. But, like,
yeah,
I really fucking hate how good of a songwriter he is. Yeah. God damn it.
That's just one of the things you have to respect the talent. You have to. Yeah. Even though if you don't want to, which because there's reasons why you shouldn't want to. There's really well, but you just
yeah.
It's just
dog, it's crazy. It definitely gets different for sure. I mean, what was I about to say? No, that was an amazing collab. Him and Alex Terrible and Tech. And
watching that live after that song dropped, it's dope.
Yeah, when they all were on
I kept watching all the little videos pop up because they all three shared it, which is dope, at different angles, and just the to see artists go to that kind of length to make a song pop.
Yeah,
because the reason why I'm really cool with Ronnie, he's not one of the mainstream media people. He does not do it. But he's also just an asshole. So,
no, I mean you gotta be an asshole at times.
Bro. Oh, you have to. But there's so many other I like Ice Nine Kills. That's what the shirt I'm wearing.
Fuck yeah, I love Ice Nine, bro.
I'm loving the bands that are doing the metal scene that aren't, the whole agenda movement.
Yeah, no, I mean that's why I like the festival I went to this weekend. It was a hardcore metalcore festival, and like the whole story behind it. So Furnace Fest, it ran from like 2000 to 2004 and shut down for a while, and then some of the original people behind it brought it back in 2021, and this was the last year they were ever going to do it. So me and my friend had to come out, and like there were so many amazing bands there that were just incredible. And a lot of them weren't like the most poppin' bands ever. I mean, there were some big headliners tonight, like there was Coheed and Cambria and Under Oath, and POD was supposed to play, but they dropped off. But yeah,
Under Oath was there.
Yo, just one of the best fucking sets I've ever seen in my life. At the end, they did writing on the walls, and the whole crowd got on stage and lifted Spencer Chamberlain in the air as he finished the last hook. And it was like top 10 moment in my fucking life in terms of music. But like it was a good move. It was a great thing. And like what I missed is like, I grew up in the rock and metal scene. And so like I love hip hop and I love going to hip hop shows and I love the hip hop community, but there's always a special place in my heart for that rock scene. And like, I hadn't really like there was just something special about this because everyone was appreciative. It was the last year and people have been going to this for years. And like you would see, and there was this one band called The Showdown I saw, and I look off to the side of their stage and like all their kids, who were like all like between like 10 and 13, I guess, were there to watch their dads fucking crush this set. And it was like, that's cool, like that's cool that like you wanted to share this moment with your kids. Cause like, I'm sure they're like, oh, whatever, dad's playing guitar at some random place. But it's like, nah, man, like one day you'll look back at that and see the impact it had on people.
And that's why I was trying to push for the agenda a couple months ago when I started everything to get to where it wasn't just fully on music and shows.
Yeah.
Because some people I know have kids. They want to get their kids, why not?
And they should, I mean, part of why I don't curse too much in my music anymore is because someone pointed out to me they wanted to play my music around their kids. And I'm like, I'd love that because I want people to hear my message. And it can lead to some funny things. Like I opened up that Stash Bash festival back in August, and I saw there a lot of people brought their kids. And most of the shows are all ages, but like I just wanted to make a good impression, so I was censoring myself on stage. There's nothing quite like saying like, man, so fruit you if you can't keep up, and then like your homie goes on stage and he's immediately my boy Knowledge has a song that the chorus is there like, fuck you, fuck them, fuck her too, and I'm just like, why did I do the most? Like I was like, but like it was just fun, dude, and like it's just hip hop already has a hard enough time getting its respect. So I want to always be a man of respect when I present myself. So people are like, okay, word, let's see what they're about. So like my messages can get out there, and at the same time, sometimes you just gotta curse your ass off because the world be a motherfucker. It's like straight up.
And that's why, even if you gotta sit there and say, fuck you, say it with a smile. Do it with a smile because the world is enough of a reason to make you not want to.
True story, bro.
Like I will always say that through and through. That's why a couple people, I jump in and people think you're hitting on them and all that shit. And no, just sometimes people just want to see the good in you. Like if I see you half-ass smile, I'm gonna call you out on it. There's a good one. Smile. Exactly. I know you can do it.
Hey, I'm
it's just because I saw it like why not? Like exactly. Why not just be happy? What is
exactly, bro? Like
I gotta know. I know I'm gonna go through some bullshit, but you know what? I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna smile through it because you know what? Eventually, it's gonna stop.
True story.
It's gonna stop hurting. It's gonna stop hurting eventually.
Exactly, and you know what? Like, no matter what your teeth look like, J. Cole said, we got a crooked smile. We can style on them straight up. Just, it doesn't matter. Just smile, man. Like that. Sometimes that's all you can do is grin and fucking bear it.
Facts. All right, let's go ahead and play this last track by you, my guy, and then
hell yeah,
let's end it up because we are at 2 hours and 18 minutes. So hey, that worked really good. Yeah, there goes. That's why I'm waiting on him to fucking start doing.
Oh my gosh,
she's pinning his ass down.
As you should. I was waiting for her to do that all night, but I haven't been paying attention.
It's getting bedtime. That's why I'm waiting on. That's why he's getting all snuggled up. He's like, all right, Dad. It's getting time to go night, kind of yeah.
Exactly.
But this is No Vacancy remix.
Yes, sir. This is the remix to my track No Vacancy. Has some cool guests on it, but I'll let y'all tell me all more about that when we wrap up.
Yes, sir.
Now who's DBL? Good question. A divine born lover. Dreams became lavish. For deaf big leaders undiscovered. Dark breeds light that's in. Demon born leashes to cover. So what's really raw? A mixed blessing. It's radical actions winning. Radical art weaponized with rough and worthy gals and guys. Sending rough and worried sorrows out to be euthanized. I'ma get up every round and love life always. I'm a gorilla. I quit for trailer parks and project hallways. I went from self-loathing to gloating. It's incredible. Cause at times I was a mutant squaring up with a sentinel. Cause I felt chained up, knocked down, and broken. What's hope when you're dope on a rope? And ain't cope. It's like I swallowed Copenhagen, throw burn and breathtaking. But I took my power back so my gaze wouldn't be vacant. Fake ass MCs and real rhyme sayers. Vaccine takers and stimmy check breakers. I'm in the cut to cut the game. No Vaseline. If you need a new fave, post no vacancy. No vacancy. It's about time these rhymes bring home the bacon. No vacancy. It's about time I give reasons to be hating.
What's the difference between me and you? I start what I finish and see it through. No more peekaboo. People do the silliest things. Really it stings when the angels with the prettiest wings killing the kings of this rap shit. Show the gods and earths what your bars are worth. 4 eyes spit the hardest verse, then the condom verse. Big dick energy, synergy on the microphone. One hit wonders be gassed up off a hype alone. Then their life is gone. The 15 minutes of fame route. Sharpshooter sniper, my rifle will blow your brains out. Fangs out. Running the city, we get jiggy. Kermit the Frog, bring it home to bacon for Miss Piggy. Small as Chris Biggie, notorious strong Hemi. Cigar smoke stack resemble a long chimney. When I blow your house in, my big bad wolf agency. Ultra Beast DBL, no vacancy.
This one's for fake ass MCs and real rhyme sayers. Vaccine takers and stimmy check breakers. I'm in the cut to cut the game. No Vaseline. If you need a new fave, post no vacancy. No vacancy. It's about time these rhymes bring home the bacon. No vacancy. It's about time I give reasons to be hating.
Sometimes when the bag talk, I gotta talk back. For the bands, I make the beat back. Shorty want a BBL like DBL, I black. Just beat me like a nigga with a CDL driving backwards. That's amazing. You boys semi-dope, remix, semicolon, wanna be Prince. I semi-o, playing semi-soul. I heard your C-notes was off a couple semitones. Probably better off having a picnic with Jimmy Jones. Real fire starter, still ain't getting vaxxed. Tax niggas for the syntax, this is just facts. Old me would be happy when I used to ship packs. Sipping water out the gallon, bumping big racks. Whoop, there it is. Getting grams and pairs is imperative. You clear your judgment impaired, you get in there with him. Your remains is ashen and bears, it's embarrassing.
This one's for fake ass MCs and real rhyme sayers. Vaccine takers and stimmy check breakers. I'm in the cut to cut the game. No Vaseline. If you need a new fave, post no vacancy. No vacancy. It's about time these rhymes bring home the bacon. No vacancy. It's about time I give reasons to be hating.
I wrote this on the 23rd day of Ramadan. Feeling like a villain who's walking through Comic-Con. The way I'm living is Haram Astaghfirullah as I paper chase through this Babylon. I'm anti to all systems, but a hero to God's whispers. Yeah, I follow the guidance. My mind is a riot. Lot of loose screws and loose words, I cannot define it. All these who's and who knew you niggas have tried. We up and we safe here, that's word to the pilot. Been cooking shit all year, put the pirates on pilot. I got the monkey off my back, the heart of a lion, the mind of a tyrant. Fighting for freedom and that ain't never expiring. Yeah, I'm something like X. Malcolm Little, Earl Simmons, all in the flesh. This my truth from my heart to your ears till I'm all out of breath.
Yes, sir. Now, part of why I sent that to you is that is my most played song on Spotify.
Really?
Never done any promo for it either. Maybe had it added to a free playlist or two. But the reason why it got so big is because of the guest features. You have 4 Eyes on the second verse. Y'all might remember it from he was on some Ludacris and an MF Doom album. Kembe came up with Chance the Rapper, and he also worked a lot with Isaiah Rashad and Ab Soul. And then you got Stally, and y'all know him from MMG. He was one of Rick Ross's first signees. And you know, the guy who the beat is a producer named King Thelonious, and he's done a lot of dope work. He's produced for like Chance the Rapper, ASAP Rocky, Joey Badass. And how this all came to be is Twitter, straight up. He was having a beat sale, and I bought some beats from him for a few years in a row. Really loved this beat, and when I wrote the original of No Vacancy, I got inspired by this artist, BFB the Pac-Man, to do a cool remix of it. And I had been gathering artist emails for years online and on Twitter. And I had these three. I respected them all. I hit them all up, and straight up, the only way I made it was overtime and stimulus money that I'd saved up. I mean, I'd like to say that it was all, you know, for the love, but I knew they had the prices, but I've been stacking. I worked a shit ton of overtime during the pandemic, and I was like, I really want to make something dope. And, you know, my engineer, Will, shout out my dude, Will Lopez again, works at the Maxian Studios, saxophonist and Bumpin' Uglies, tours all over the damn country and parts of the world. He worked his ass off on this song. And when we finally had the finished product, I was like, dog. I was like, this is awesome. And I was nervous as hell too, because when I wrote my verse, I tried to be just really lyrical. Like I have this there's one bar in there in my verse that say, I'ma get up every round in love, life, always. I'm a gorilla. Like, not like, you know, a bang on its chest gorilla, like a mercenary gorilla, spelled Guerilla. And
Like
so,
an
like,
actual gorilla from
yeah,
fighting,
yeah, like a
guerrilla
mercenary.
warfare.
Exactly. You get the vibes. And so I was really excited to get this song done. And, you know, I remember I went on a podcast last year and they were like, imagine how big it would be if, like, you had promoted. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with it not getting promoted. I'm okay with it being all organic. Yeah, it's getting plays because of the artists featured on it. But the first verse you have to hear is your boy. So I'm happy with it. And you know, the thing I like to tell people is maybe it's a career highlight, but that's just gonna make me want to do bigger and better things. Um and all three of the artists on there I've respected and followed for a long time. So it meant a lot to just coalesce that. I will say it was fucking stressful though, man. um Wrangling artists is, especially ones that aren't in your direct area, is a whole new devil. Like,
Yeah, well, you know what I do, so you're it's it has its challenges, you know,
it
a
does.
whole lot of different personalities, a whole lot of yeah. So when you can actually make things work out, y'all, it's really beautiful.
It is. And you know, the sad truth is sometimes it doesn't. So for this
Oh,
to actually happen, there was some magic in there, and I was so happy it worked out, man.
which I figured was getting close into the show. As far as ego and ambition,
Yeah.
those cannot be the same. You can have if you have a really really bad ego, which I'm all for anybody that's confident because
Mhm.
you pull something like me. That's why I walk around and I act how I do because I was kind of the fuck out and made it.
Exactly.
Made motherfuckers wish that they would. That's why people avoid me.
Yeah.
They usually have their head down and shit because I'm still going.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I didn't need you to help me. I replaced your ass.
Exactly. And there's a big
Because,
difference
and as
between
much as it sucks, and people like, oh well, you replaced me, and well, who made it to that position that I had to?
And that's the tough. It's tough love, man. It's like
Because you should not feel bad for wanting better in life, if it's gonna take you a while, cool, but you should not apologize at all.
Hell no. No, man, you gotta own your stuff. And the way you said it, there's a huge difference between ego and confidence. Like, oh, excuse
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm like, yeah, it's getting to that
me.
point. It's almost bedtime.
No, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna just say it. Like, be
Go ahead.
confident in yourself, but do not ever think that you are better than anybody. Just know what you're made of, and always be willing to learn, people, because everyone can teach you a lesson.
I said that last night. As far as the people that consider the people or get pissed about gatekeepers and all that. Sometimes there needs to be gatekeepers because there's motherfuckers that put a lot of work and not everybody deserves to get. Because as dope as you think you are,
Mhm.
oh, I'm really dope. You should fuck with me and put me in your spot. You mean the spot that motherfucker worked his ass off to get to?
Exactly, bro.
You think just because you're dope and okay, well, there's a line, just
Mhm.
so you know.
It
there's
is
a
the truth, my friend.
so get in line, and people don't want to get in line no more. They just want to go ahead and skip, and it's just like it reminds me of how the 80s and 90s were with crack. Nobody wants to be they want to be the motherfucker in charge. So they're instead of actually listening and learning
Mhm.
and being respectful, they're going ahead and trying to clip the motherfucker up top and then going up, and that's why nobody can really get anywhere because it's a constant revolving
Yes.
door, and it's unfortunate when it
It's
shouldn't.
you said it really well, man. I mean, like, too many people. Uh, It's not a popular opinion. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, and he has this one line on 444, where he says, "I've never seen a runner with so many jewels," and it's like that's the truest shit I've ever heard. Like, everybody these days wants to be like, "Yeah, I'm my label CEO. I'm my label president. I do it all." That's fucking awesome, and you need to keep doing it all. But remember, like, do you want to just say that in the moment or be saying the same thing the next year? Because anybody can put a title on their name. Not everybody can live up to it. And you got to get grimy with that. So just know, like I said, the work you do in the dark is going to see light one day. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But, like, y'all can do it. Just dig in your heels and keep pushing. And just know the more you try to circumnavigate, the more it's going to backfire in your face. That's all there is, man.
And that's yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking facts.
Man, well, I think that's a good stopping point.
Was there was an Aurora Borealis tonight?
Where at? Everywhere?
No. People just posting pictures all outside and shit.
I mean, people have been saying they can see it now from, like, down here, and I don't know. Like, I feel like there's too much light pollution where I'm at, but, like, maybe I'll drive to the countryside tonight. I don't know. I gotta actually record after I get off. So, but
Oh, my ass is laying the fuck down and going to bed.
I don't blame you at all, man.
Like that's because I gotta. If I could do anything in life, I would love to get 20-year-old body and 34-year-old savvy mentality, put it in the same person.
Bro,
Because, dude, streaming 2 nights in a row fucking kills me.
I
This is
I
about to
feel
be
you, man.
This is about to be night 3 in a row tomorrow. Like I've streamed every night but Tuesday.
No, I'll get it completely, man. Like, I love rocking out and doing shows. And as I told you when we were talking
We
before
ain't
we went
young like we
online,
used to be.
straight up, like I told you before we got on, like, I was supposed to rock a show last night in Baltimore. I was so stoked. My dudes were Knowledge and Grim Smiles were going to be on the bill, and, like, some other dudes from out of town were going to be on it. Some very dope guys that just did a night in DC. They're doing a whole East Coast tour. It's Tayamu, Denku, and Pestilence. If y'all need to check them out. And I was running behind because I had to drop my coworker off, so we took the highway, and the highway was fucking crowded. And then the cats needed food and litter, and they're very particular, and I didn't want them like shitting or throwing up, and they didn't have any when I left for work that morning. So I go home, change that. The show starts at 9, doors open at 8. It's 7 o'clock. I live an hour and a half outside of Baltimore. And I'm like finishing up getting my flash drive ready. Just as I'm about to walk out the door, they text me, "Hey bro, sorry, the sound is screwed up at the venue, so we can't perform tonight." Like, ain't that a bitch? The good news is they want me to swing by on their date in Philly. I might do it, but like I just remember being like, that's a 3-hour drive one way. Younger me, I'd be there already 3 days early. But like now I'm just
Well,
like,
and
I
that
gotta,
goes back to the ambition part too. When especially
yeah,
when you by yourself doing this shit,
mhm,
it's a bitch and it's extra draining. So it's nice to have, for those people that are confused and like, oh, I don't want to be. We might need y'all more than you need us, y'all. Especially
that
on
part,
road trips and shit like that. It's like, or them days where we just need uplifted too. Come in handy,
bro.
especially because it's. I don't know about you, but me, like it's dope as fuck, to have my people like you, Banjo, and all y'all
Mhm,
to say, "Hey, yo, homie, you're awesome." But to actually have somebody like on an intimate and romantic level, that would be really appreciated. To where like,
mhm.
oh shit, that really means like you're really appreciative what I'm doing. Because I have never fucking had.
Yeah,
I've always
man.
had to argue with people like, oh well, you're too busy. And yeah, I'm sorry that I have a goal in mind.
Exactly. There was a point I was gonna make when we were touching on ambition earlier. Like I remember when I did that thing in Lancaster, I became friends with this really cool band from out of Long Island. They're called Heavy on the Heart. If you guys like pop punk, you should check them out. And we loved each other, man. We would stay up all night just talking after the conference ended. I remember I made a point to one of my friends in the band. I was like, I'm glad to have met you guys because you actually love this. And there have been so many people I've dated who say, like, you have a really dope hobby. And I'm like, honey, this ain't a fucking hobby. This is my life. Like, like if it's like hobbies are really important, but this ain't my fucking hobby.
Yeah,
This is
this
my
ain't a hobby.
lifestyle. It's my
This used to
lifestyle,
be a
baby.
hobby, and it was a side project,
Hmm.
and now it's gotten to where this is literally a job I don't get paid for yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm not saying that again as I'm grateful, but it's literally the amount of time and like I have at least 4 group chats that I run or I'm
Hmm.
involved with.
Hmm.
2 of them I run. Well, one, no, yeah, one I run specifically.
Hmm.
Um, and it's people all over the country. That's why I
Yeah.
am not one of the people that buys excuses. Oh, I forgot I was busy. I just nod my head and just okay.
Hmm.
Because I literally have people watch me. Like if I post on Instagram, I'm internationally known on every platform I have, but my YouTube channel, right?
And we're gonna
And
get that up,
it's
guys.
been like that for Instagram started with that. Like all this is sponsored shit from overseas. I just
That's
don't
right,
post like
bro.
I'm supposed to.
Okay.
Like
No,
if I actually post, I don't want to because I don't like the attention, and I never because that's when I noticed what that was. I thought it was brand ambassador to help a brand.
right.
They were wanting me to be like a model and all that shit, and that's not what I wanted
Yeah.
this all for.
Yeah,
So
it
I
gets
don't
weird, man.
post because you're supposed to tag and I have my own site and all that shit for people to get links. I just suck because
Bro, no, I
that's not
get
what I
it.
started this for. I
I
didn't
I I,
start this for my
yeah,
attention.
I get it completely, man. Because like honestly, keeping up with media is so tough. Like you guys will see me if you follow me on IG and TikTok. I go through spurts while I'm really good at it. You're getting content every day. It's fresh.
Same.
It's fire. And then
It's
like
just, I'm
you
like,
might not
damn.
hear from me for like 2 weeks to 2 months. And it's not that I'm not on there. I'm just like, bro, I'm tired,
I
bro.
don't want to.
I don't want to do it. Like, I'm just like,
Well, especially on Tik, that's where you can usually tell what's popping now is TikTok and Instagram
mm,
because that's where all the bot farms are going towards. They're not on
oh
Facebook and all
yeah.
that. Thank God, because that shit was getting old. But
Oh
literally on
fuck no.
Instagram and TikTok, as soon as you post, if you don't have the shit set up to where you got to screen your messages, Fucking phone's gonna go ape shit for no reason.
Going absolutely ape shit. You know where it's really bad is on I still call it Twitter, but X, I guess is what it's called. It's terrible. Bro, I will literally be like,
I straight went on there and was watching a dude beat his shit, and I'm like, huh? Like, I just got on here. Like, I just opened this app.
You can't open it in public anymore. There's times I open it and I just see like somebody
I'm
getting
like, what
rawed,
the
and
fuck?
I'm like, yo, it's 9 a.m, bro. Like, I haven't even had my coffee yet. Like, I think my favorite is like I'll see people make posts and they'll be like, oh, I don't know, rest in peace. This ain't disrespect. Chris Christopherson passed away, and someone will be like, I remember getting raw to the Highwaymen, and I'm like, no one has ever found that song sexy, and I need you to stop right the fuck now, bro. And it's just some weird ass bot. I'm like, what is happening? Like, y'all ain't even like trying to be human. This is scary.
I know they don't, and that's why I avoid social media as best as I fucking can. Like, everybody's like, oh, Mr. Beast and all that. No, I don't fuck with the Paul brothers. I don't fuck with Mr. Beast. None of them fucking content creators. And you can ask me why. The reason why is because all they do is focus on me.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the money I can spend on this shit. But yet, how many people are starving and all that every day? So
you really don't know when to quit. Please don't put your butthole in those people's face.
that's why I had to keep his ass down too. But we are at 2 hours and 40 minutes, my guys. Is there anything you want to sell to the people to end it?
I'm gonna just say this, y'all. If you dream it, you can do it. Whatever you want to get in this life,
Yes.
get it out here. You know, if there's anybody out there who liked what they heard tonight, hit me up. I'm always down to work with anybody and anybody. And even if you just want to chat it up or talk it up, I love to talk to people. Like, if you don't even have to like know a single lyric of my music, we can get to that. Just hit me up. You can find me on Instagram at all lowercase DBL that dude. Twitter, I'm still under my old name at David Black 304. TikTok, I'm at DB to the L, all lowercase. Facebook, y'all can find me at DBL. And my Spotify links in the chat. I'm trying to drop some new stuff soon. The point is, I love y'all. Savvy, thank you for letting me be here, bro. It was fucking awesome. Support this man. I'm looking at his YouTube now. Let's get those numbers up. And yo, all y'all keep on trucking, and let's end this year on a great note. Straight up.
Y'all know how it is, y'all. If y'all gonna do anything, do it straight savvy. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time to get savvy with me. We're gonna finish up with ambition, y'all. So appreciate you, my guy, as always. And y'all, remember, if nobody believes in you, I sure as fuck do, because nobody believed in my ass, and now they know my name in other countries. It's possible for you too.
And like Tribe Called Quest says, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
True shit.
Much love, Bobby.
Absolutely, bro.